Welcome into the Jordy Culotta Show. Wave your hand out there, baby!
Shout out to the show.
She puts the pinky into the nostril. Man, look at that.
Healthy competition, there's nothing like it.
Y'all grow up. The line's wrapped around the stadium. Different strengths. I just lost a tooth.
It's going to be fun.
You know, we might have a story.
I love what you're doing.
Ogeron wants to take us fishing this afternoon.
Sharif, you play for the bad boys of the SEC, man. We don't apologize to anybody.
A lot of people are saying you're going to be wearing number 7.
I don't really know. I want to.
He look crazy, Bill. Good feet on the old man.
This is some back you know, I love.
We'll be right back with the Jordy Culotta Show. All right, welcome in to a Thursday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet, just like we are every single day here. Welcome in on this Thursday morning. If you don't mind, hit that like button, share button, comment button as we get going. It is media day here in Baton Rouge.
Clearly, we're not ready over here.
No, somebody in the chat said, wonder what that lady on the Culotta show is doing.
Yeah, what you gonna start today?
Let me tell y'all what I did yesterday afternoon just to satisfy
breaking
everyone.
news.
Spot the company.
I cleaned my floors and my stairs, and I went to the dry cleaners, and I ran errands. I was just like a housewife yesterday afternoon. So for those of you that think that's all I do, that is how I spend a little bit of my day.
Did you get your game of tennis in?
I did not. I didn't have time for that, but I did get a workout in.
With your personal trainer?
Yes. So total housewife vibes.
Personal trainer.
Thanks, everybody, for bringing that back to me. I missed it.
I spent the afternoon sweeping the floors at David's workplace. Making sure we can keep the lights on.
The
over
owner
here.
of our company.
Right.
Not very happy when I
Get in
sent
here,
him the
you
link
peasant.
to that.
Dad?
So get over to Tiger Droppings and update the OT Lounge for us. Keep us relevant over there with all the mouth breathers. We appreciate you being there.
Yep.
We are going to talk to Aaron Murray, former Georgia quarterback, this morning, a part of the Volume podcast and the Players Lounge. He's going to be in here at 7:30 this morning. We'll get an update from him on the SEC weekend. We'll get his thoughts on LSU-Auburn. Always a crazy series, right? Don't forget, daily, we're brought to you by Metropolitan Health Group, Real Doctors, Real Solutions. Get over and see Charlie Harvey and Jason Ramazan over at Metropolitan Health Group. We'll talk all about this LSU-Auburn series. And this is a series for me, and I think for my demographic, I'm 41 years old, that, you know, during our college years, during those true fan years, kind of like where Stewie is, about to get out of college, 25 to 30, young adult. LSU-Auburn was
Keep it in.
That was the rivalry. You know what I mean? Like, that was the game every year that really had SEC West implications on it. It was always the game that came down to like the last series of the game. It was always the one that the home team felt like they were the dominant team, or they the ones that had the home field advantage. And it always had the crazy stories, you know? I mean, I can remember seeing the barn burning at Auburn. I was at the earthquake game, 8 years old, with my grandfather sitting right there. I can remember the game, it being so boring for 3 quarters, all of 3 quarters, and then LSU's, I believe, opening drive of the fourth quarter made a little bit of headway with Hodson and Tony Moss and Eddie Fuller and that group. Willie Williams and Ronnie Halliburton were the tight ends. I mean, I remember that game vividly. And into the fourth quarter when they finally crossed midfield. I mean, the story went that LSU did not cross midfield until the fourth quarter. It wasn't like they couldn't get offense going. They couldn't. It was like Les Miles stuff. I mean, they couldn't move the ball. They couldn't pick up first downs. And then finally in the fourth quarter, they got going, put the drive together, and Eddie Fuller caught the same play. Three down.
We got a new person in our chat, FBI 225.
That's your confidant.
what was the year of the game? What was the year of this game?
1988.
Oh God.
It was October
Okay.
8th, 1988.
That's the one. That's your most memorable.
Of
Auburn
the Auburn series? No,
series?
I would say that my most memorable Auburn game would be the 2001 game that was moved because of September 11th.
Oh.
And it was actually scheduled to be played the weekend of September 11th. And it was moved to the first weekend of December because they moved the SEC title game back a weekend because they had to make up that playing date. And Auburn came into LSU with the winner going to Atlanta, the SEC West on the line, the winner going to Atlanta, and it was an 8 o'clock kickoff in Tiger Stadium in December. When I tell you it was pitch black, dark outside, and people had been tailgating since Thursday.
It was like the
I mean,
Bills.
Coach, it was a party. And on the opening kickoff, LSU goes onside kick, and Michael Clayton decapitates.
No, Auburn went onside kick, right?
Auburn goes onside kick, and Michael Clayton hits the up back, and they recovered. Something happened.
This is when they stomped on the eye,
Yeah, they
right?
stomped on the
They
eye.
stomped on the eye,
and then they
so-
went for it on 4th down on the opening drive, and Lavallee shoved them back.
You were right. Because they stomped on the
I
eye,
heard about
Nick
the eye
Saban
stomp.
takes advantage of the field position.
That's right.
And goes onside kick. And there's the phase at Tommy Tuberville,
Yeah.
where he's on the sideline going, "What happened?"
Yeah.
And it's like you just lost the game on the opening kick because you would have come stomp on the eye. I was at that game.
Oh, it was one of the most electric atmospheres I have ever been in Tiger Stadium. I mean, you could feel it walking in to the stadium as if like it's happening
Was
tonight.
Rowe the quarterback?
Rowe was a quarterback. Absolutely, he was.
It didn't smell like oxygen.
Absolutely.
You were just breathing. You could get secondhand drunk in there. Like
No,
everybody's
it was-
breath smelled
Coach,
like whiskey.
those are the games. Those are the
Unbelievable.
games that I miss the most.
Me too.
Those
There's no
8:15 ESPN2
And
kickoffs
it's just
No
with
rules.
Ron Franklin. I mean, just like
Let's
it was
get into
mayhem
There
in
was
Tiger Stadium.
no
It was
rules.
just
None at all.
madness. I mean,
That's what Auburn
the
felt like
security
last
guards
year.
were boozing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, the marshals are drinking.
Y'all having a good time?
I mean, it was
Yeah.
What about
it was
you?
lawless.
That's when you could pass the flask like down the aisle and nobody would care. Then it got a little tight in there.
You were there too.
Oh yeah, I was 2001. How old am I? I was 9. Yeah,
Aw.
it was because we were supposed to go. My brother's birthday is September 15th, and so we had tickets. We got tickets for his birthday, and then obviously Osama happened, and he ruined the birthday. People forget about that. Ruined my weekend too, and then so we moved the game, but they
Ruined
honored the
school.
ticket. And so we were able to go in
Okay, okay.
December,
Right.
That's
and it
cool.
was awesome.
That's
I was like,
cool.
oh, this is great for America, great for LSU. 8:15, Tommy Tuberville, you are in trouble, my friend. It was vintage.
Oh, he walked into a death cage.
Rowe tells the story about Michael Clayton killing the dude
Oh,
on
bro.
kickoff.
Michael Clayton was Jarvis Landry before Jarvis. I mean,
Yes.
Jarvis looked up to Clayton because he was that guy he was their best player, and he was on every special teams. He was on kickoff, he was on punt, he was on punt return, he was on kickoff return, he was on field goal.
He played safety.
He was, I mean, in a time where LSU was trying to make their mark of becoming a power in college football, that 2000 recruiting class of Clayton, Spears, Marquise Hill, and that crew, Whitworth, that is like the building block of where LSU has been, one of the huge pillars of where LSU has been the last 20 years. I mean, it all goes to that class. I mean, they came in 2001. They won a national championship in 2003. Clayton was a first-round pick. Spears was a first-round pick. Marquise Hill was on his way to be a dominant pro before he was tragically drowned in Lake Pontchartrain. But I mean, that was the group. I mean, Whitworth just retired. You know what I mean? Like,
He said he could still be playing if every field was
He
grass.
looks like it.
Yeah, he looks great.
he looks like it.
Michael
but-
Clayton won Rookie of the Year that year.
He did. He never really got going after
that.
that, but he had a dominant rookie year. I still see him in San Diego catching that fly route, and he lost his helmet, and he finished like the last 20 yards. He ran in without his helmet on as a rookie, and people were just like, "Who the hell is this guy, man?" Because his reputation at LSU, Well, I mean, he was a little, covered up by Josh Reed, obviously his freshman year. But by the time he was a junior, he was just so good. He was
my first.
Good, man. He was so good. And I played against him like growing up.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, him and Stephon LaForce, who's now is the head coach at Parkview and was the quarterback at Louisville and went on to play for the Carolina Panthers. I believe he played like 6 years in Carolina, special teams, defensive type of guy, but he was a quarterback at Christian Life.
Oh, yeah.
And Michael Clayton was there. And then Stephon was my age. And Clayton was a year younger than us. So when Clayton was a senior, he was the quarterback at Christian Life. And I mean, there were schools like LaRon Landry. If you remember LaRon Landry at Hahnville, like TCU offered LaRon as a quarterback. I mean, there were schools that were offering Michael Clayton an opportunity to come in and play quarterback. Same with Corey Webster. That was the thing that I loved about the 03 team, is that you had high school quarterbacks everywhere. It's like having shortstops all over your infield.
You're getting the best athletes from Louisiana.
Athlete, right? I mean, you're just saying, hey, just bring me the best athletes, and we'll find the place to put them. Ronnie Prude was on those teams. Michael Clayton was a quarterback. Corey Webster was a quarterback. A young Joseph Adai was a quarterback. Jarrell Myers was a wide receiver on those teams that was a quarterback over in Houston. I mean, they had guys all over the field. I don't know how we got on this. Where are we?
I don't either.
Auburn. LSU-Auburn. Aaron Murray is a quarterback. He's going to be on the show.
I don't have many.
But LSU-Auburn.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's just
there's history.
There's all types of history, and for people my age, this is the game. You know what I mean? Like I know everybody talks about Alabama, and I think for the older crowd, it's Ole Miss. Yeah.
And then for my generation, it's Florida.
Sure.
And then Stewie is probably Alabama.
Yeah.
Like that's how it goes, because we had when I was in school, it was the Tebow era.
Sure.
And so that's we were freshly, when I was in high school going into college, but I was more into it probably in high school. So I mean, Tim Tebow, LSU Florida, that was the penultimate game of the year, because whoever won that, it felt like was probably going to go to the national championship.
Yeah.
So we hated Florida growing up, and then I think it moved on to it's just funny how it works. Like Auburn was out of sight, out of mind until they got Cam Newton for 1 year, but then it became Alabama because they lost Urban Meyer at Florida. It's just funny how LSU just kind of never officially has a rival. It feels like it's just whoever is the best on the other side. LSU always is circled.
It's just such a quirky game, and that's why really, on Saturday you got to temper yourself on watching, having true advantages and being the true favorite, because even the games that have felt like this, they've always played out to be weird. Mm-hmm. Right? Like it's always kind of been a one-score game, even though one team on that particular day or that particular season may be, significantly more talented than the other team. And it feels like that right now, right? Where LSU, when you just watch them play, the thing that's most just shocking when you dive into Auburn and, kind of watching Coach Caskey break them down and then watch them a little bit throughout the first part of the season, is that they just don't have any players. I mean, outside of a safety and the running back, why am I forgetting his name?
Tank.
Yeah, Tank. I mean, outside of Tank and a safety, Hall, I mean, it looks like they don't have any, pros. I mean, one thing is for certain, even LSU, the last 2 years they've been down, but they got pros. I mean, they still got the guys. Auburn's always kind of felt like that. Even when they're down, they've always had dudes. Mm-hmm. They've always had guys that could play at the next level. This roster is just
Boise State.
Ugh. I mean, just barf. You know what I mean? There's just nobody on there that has any type of intrigue. If you're a pro scout, who are you looking at? You're saying, I want to watch more of that guy. I don't know the lines of scrimmage that much, but I know that Auburn has always had a defensive lineman. I've always had one or two guys that could either get off the edge or on the interior that you had to watch out for, and it just doesn't feel like they got that guy this year.
I'm getting FSU vibes. They're going to start trolling us soon.
Sweet.
They're going to be in here watching us.
I
Well,
mean,
they-
look, FSU was great for the business model, and
was.
I cannot wait to go back to Orlando.
It was great.
But to your point that the Auburn game's always weird. T-Ray in the chat, like 2019, that was probably one of the closer games that LSU
was.
played, and for no reason. Like they came out with a good defensive game plan.
Well, they had two dominant defensive
Defensive
linemen,
linemen, yeah.
and Derek Brown, and was it Big Cat?
Yeah, Big Cat Bryant.
Yeah, I mean they had
First round pick.
Derek Brown and Big Cat, where it gave Kevin Steele the opportunity to try something, right? Like where if you remember, he was the one that kind of threw that defense at Burrow where he dropped 7 and he would rush 2. And he was the only guy that could get pressure because he just had 2 first round, he had a couple of dudes on the inside. If you remember, Georgia tried to do it in the SEC title game, and they were a year away, right? Like that was a young Jordan Davis. That was a young, who was just the first pick in the draft?
Tyrone
No,
Walker?
to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, Walker. His last name.
Walker, Trevon Walker.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys were just young. They were too young to do it. They tried to do it, but that's, Burrow, like standing back there, on that first touchdown to Jamar. I mean, he's standing there for like 12 seconds.
Got
I
the
mean,
video
you let that guy
hand.
stand back there at some point, he's just going to beat you, right? But Auburn was able to and that was as hard as I've seen Burrow hit at LSU. If you remember that scramble to the sideline, where he got
Popped. Nobody really made a big deal of it. Obviously, the
against
UFC
Auburn?
had-
Against Auburn.
Because he just popped back up.
because
Yeah.
he popped back up.
But it wasn't.
If
It
you
was like-
if you saw him get up, I mean, his bell was rung.
Yeah.
You know what I
It
mean?
was
Like his
like,
eyes were kind of shuffling for a minute before he got back into it. I mean, that was
a weird, groggy day too.
it was.
It was.
But
It
that
was
was that's
strange
that
day.
great picture of him on that rushing touchdown where he's beating his chest.
Yeah.
Because that was like the defining touchdown.
Oh, the
Man,
quarterback draw.
The quarterback draw.
Yeah, that was the go-to play.
Yep.
Every time you'd see, like, anytime they would go empty, you're like, "Ooh, I think Burrow's going to take it." Quarterback draw.
Still, the best play call of 2019 was in the fourth quarter of Alabama,
Fake
where he'd been
quarterback
running
draw.
quarterback draw all day, and he fakes quarterback draw, steps back on first down, everybody bites, and he hits Jamar over the middle. And Jamar's he's a tackle away
From scoring.
from busting it. But I'm telling you, that is the best play call of 2019.
Well, he got that from Les Miles. It's the Paraloo play.
Get the hell out of here.
My most memorable Auburn game was 2013. Y'all remember that? It was pouring down
Yes,
rain.
I was there.
Yeah, I was there too, and
Jeremy
I
Hill.
remember I had
Jarvis
to buy
dove
a
over the
hat.
pylon.
Yes, I think that was a career night for Jeremy Hill, and that was Auburn's first loss.
That was the only
of the
loss.
season.
Yep.
It was their only
They
loss.
went to the national championship.
And it was packed. Like I remember so many Auburn fans being here, and it was pouring, and I had to go in the bookshop and get a hat, and it was all like obviously it was an LSU hat, and I was
Wow.
not really an
I
LSU
sat
fan
next
then.
to
That's
But I
where
had a great night.
LSU started to get the reputation of leaving the game early. Fans, it was
Yeah.
really becoming a problem
Mm-hmm.
because I remember that Monday, people were like, "What else do you want?"
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a one-score game going into the fourth quarter
Yeah.
against Auburn. I know, like people were like, "I know the weather sucked," but I mean, like, if you're gonna complain about Tigers, like, what else could you want?
That was a good game.
Oh, it was a great game.
that was a great game.
It was a great. I mean, if I
tailgating
remember,
was
Jarvis
great,
like
too.
diving over the
Yeah.
pylon was kind of the touchdown that put it away.
Yeah.
That 2013 team was sneaky fun to
Yeah.
watch.
super good.
That was a
Like
good
they
one.
were really, really
Just
fun to
young
watch.
on defense.
Yeah.
That was when I first realized like what that rivalry was like or whatever
Auburn?
it was. Yeah.
I sat next to an Auburn fan that game, and it was like some LSU fans around. You know, Auburn has the little
Shaker.
shaker.
Ugh.
The LSU fan followed the guy in the bathroom, stole the shaker out of his pocket,
No.
waited till he got back to his seat, and every time LSU would do something, he'd shake the little shaker in his face.
Diabolical.
Like they were about to fight, and like the guy was there with his boyfriend, and he's like, "Can you leave him alone?"
no.
And the dude's like, he's
my
shaking the
gosh.
shaker in both of their faces, and the dudes are just pissed the whole night. Like
You
they
take
ended up leaving a little early.
Take my national championship away.
But it was empty in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
In a really good game.
Yeah, it was a
and
really good
was. I know it was raining, but I mean it was.
Yeah, the rain put a damper on
It
it.
Yeah, that was a good game.
But if you could just get over the rain, it was fun.
Yeah, I was
And
chilling.
Auburn fans are fun, honestly,
they are.
I think.
I'm
they
telling
were
you,
gracious and
I've been to a lot of SEC stadiums. I mean, I hadn't been to Missouri. I'm trying to think where I haven't been, like on a game day.
We won't count that against you.
But, like,
Vanderbilt.
I haven't either.
Never been to
Missouri.
Vanderbilt.
Score one for the home team. I was there. 2019.
Auburn to me is like up with Tennessee.
I think Auburn's great.
Is a great experience. It's
Yeah.
a great game day experience. I mean, it's a cool vibe. The
It
stadium's
is.
cool.
I've never hated them. I've never
The
had.
pregame's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're nice. You know what I mean?
They
Like,
are
don't
nice.
ain't
Even
messing
when
with
they
you.
come here,
I mean, they're
they're
not
nice.
Alabama. You know.
No, they're not Alabama. They're not
I've
nearly
heard
as like red.
Tuscaloosa.
Florida's the
Cool on
worst.
game day.
Florida's the worst.
For real.
I don't think
To me,
I haven't
just-
been to Florida.
The entitlement and like the way that they talk to people. You know, it's like, who do you like?
They say the
like-
same shit about us, though.
I'm sure.
Yeah, they do.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. And
Yeah,
LSU probably is the worst.
But I mean, like,
LSU probably is the
Interesting.
worst.
And
we
the
at least
best.
we at least have the championships to be like, you know.
No,
we
but
can-
we're
Yeah, that's
nice
true.
to you at first, and then when the game gets going and then people start getting boozed up,
Yeah.
and it turns on you a little bit.
Yeah.
Look, we fed you. Now get out the house.
Yeah.
Like you're staying too long.
Right.
You know, no one to leave. Don't put your feet up.
Not
been
everybody's
here to lose
baseball
to
For
fans.
the love of
Right.
God, don't stay late at night.
Shake their hands on a loss.
Yeah, why don't y'all take a victory lap? Like, that's not how it works.
Yeah, we don't do that around.
Congratulations on a well played game. Thanks for kicking us out. Like, I guess we won't go to
Football
the
God
Super.
says Arkansas is the worst.
Oh,
Which one?
Here. Whoop it, calling the hogs.
like to be there?
Little Rock was definitely the worst. I mean, it was like playing at Memorial Stadium.
Oh.
It was like a high school stadium.
That's like Ole Miss to me, though. Their stadium's like a high school stadium.
Yeah,
I
Ole
hate
Miss
it.
Stadium is kind of
It's
small
so
for
weird.
an SEC school.
It really is.
Like, what do they host? Like 60,000, 70,000?
No, I think they've probably added on.
They've added on, but before they added on, it literally did look like and felt like a high
Like a
school
big
stadium.
Texas high school
It was
stadium.
like that, yeah. I think I commented on Saturday Down South's post about that last night. I couldn't hold myself back.
Andrew Messina says, didn't Les get fired after the Auburn game after
Yes.
one of his clock mismanagement debacles when Harris didn't get the snap off in time? It was actually
Etling.
it was Danny Etling. Yeah, it was Danny Etling. What year was that? 2016?
2016, yep.
Yeah, 2016.
We actually LSU won, and then they lost.
Yeah, we won, but not within the time.
I mean, Les had some experiences against Auburn. I mean, like his games against
Oh,
Auburn were wacky. He had the Leonard Fournette game, right, where Fournette went just
Crazy. Talk
crazy.
about
I mean, he elevated himself to probably the best player in college football that day.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was like, "Oh my god!"
I mean, Vern and
Yeah, Vern was losing his mind.
I've talked to so many LSU guys, and they've said this is the best running back they've seen since Bo Jackson.
And it looked like Bo Jackson that
did.
day. It was a hot one.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, he should have broke the first play of the game.
I know. I don't
He kind of like tried to
do one too many things.
Yeah.
If he just keeps going to the pylon, he scores on the first play of the game. Literally tossed dive, goes 80.
The 2011 game when they came out in the all whites. That's the day Jarvis killed that guy on the kickoff team.
Pro combat.
I love the all whites.
Pro combat.
That was 2011. That was the wave of the white flag for Auburn.
Yes.
It was just like from
They
the
were
from the
like,
jump.
oh,
Like, can
God.
we get out of
It
here?
was
Then
so
Ron
bad.
Brooks
Tedious
with the
Mingo
pick
was
six.
killing. What was there? Who was it? It wasn't Todd. Who was the quarterback that year? I forget who it was, but they were pummeling him. Mingo and those guys were just
Having a field
crushed.
day.
That was the day that the quarterback controversy started in 2011.
Yeah,
Because he put Jordan Jefferson in, and if you remember, Jarrett Lee started, and he hit Reuben Randall for a fly. Everybody's fired up. Then he put Jordan Jefferson in there, and Jordan Jefferson makes like some athletic plays, and then he runs the same play with Reuben Randall. Like they both hit Reuben for long scores that day, and Jordan Jefferson showed that he was kind of like more mobile, and that kind of got the discussion. You know, like trending, like what are they gonna do? How are they gonna handle this?
Finger in the
What's
ear.
gonna go on? Yeah, Miles is gonna screw this up.
I don't know.
He's gonna screw this up. He's gonna screw this up, and he screwed it up at the worst time. But then, if you remember, for the longest time in the Auburn series, and still to this day, the home team dominates this series. Like it's crazy
It
the
is really
number
weird.
of, and there was one game that the road team had won within like a 25-year stretch, up until the time that Cole Kublik's going to be here at 9 o'clock this morning. Or excuse me, at 10 o'clock this morning. We're going to call him after his show this morning, and we'll revisit some of the Auburn memories. He was in the cigar game. He was in the game that they lit up the cigars in 1999 in Tiger Stadium. Since that day, the home team had won like 24 of the 25, you know, or something like 14 of the 15 next games. The only one that they didn't was in 2008 when LSU's the defending national champ, and they got Andrew Hatch starting on the road. Hatch gets literally murdered in midfield at Jordan-Hare. I mean, it looks like he's dead.
dead.
I mean, just like walking from his hospital bed to his coffin
Was
in
it
the
worse
middle
than
of
Tua?
the bed. Yes, I mean, it
Oh,
was.
It's an indictment on football.
It is bad. It is bad. Then they put Jarrett Lee in on, like, Jarrett Lee's a redshirt freshman at this point. And I'm telling you, this is one of Lee's best performances at LSU. And people may or may not remember this, but on the first play that he goes in there, he throws one of the worst pick sixes of his career. Now, say that out loud. What did you come to know Jarrett Lee for, right?
Mr. Pick Six.
Mr. Pick Six. The worst
No
one
offense.
he ever threw was probably the first one. And it is just ass tight, eyes big, stomach just like rolling, heart beating out of your chest.
Let me hand it off.
Good God. You know what I mean? Like, they snap, and they, on first down, they try to throw like a flare route to Keelan Williams. And Jarrett Lee is like, his feet don't even look like they're touching the ground. Like, his arm looks like a noodle. And he just like,
He couldn't wait to
flings
he
it
was
up
waiting
in
for
the
Keelan
air.
to look. He was just
It's
like, I
one
know
of the
exactly where
easiest
I'm going.
interceptions this defensive end has ever had. I mean, he just steps off and like grabs it out of the air, goes the other way. 90,000 erupt. Lee looks like he's seeing looks like he's hallucinating out there. Comes to the sideline. Les Miles gives him some type of, good voodoo. I don't know, whatever he told him.
Jared, did
and
you see
Lee
that
goes
girl
out
in the
there, and
sixth
from
row?
that point on, he throws some of the finest passes I still see him hitting Brandon LaFell on this crossing route where LaFell didn't score, but I mean, he zips it over the head, and then he hits LaFell for a game winner. And I believe he hits Chris Mitchell on a long touchdown pass to win the game. And that was the only time that the road team had any success in the game for the longest time, man. I mean, like, they just – and then Auburn came in a few years ago, and Ogeron and them just screwed the clock up. They couldn't manage the clock. Remember the game like Kayshawn and
That was
Max
2 years
Johnson?
ago, right?
Max Johnson and
wait,
Kayshawn
last
hook
year.
up early.
Yeah, that was in
that last year?
2020.
No, that was last year.
Oh yeah, that was last year.
was last
Oh
year.
yeah, when Kayshawn caught the one.
Yeah.
That was the first time. That was the first time that Auburn's won here since the cigar
That
game.
was
Yeah.
crazy.
That was a sick catch too.
Yeah, well, and they had that game won. That was the game where they're like coming out of TV timeouts, calling timeout.
Timeout.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were
You know what I mean?
Oh,
It was
That
like
was a weird
going
game.
on?
Podamski and Ogeron, like, we got this.
DP.
We got this. Call
Derek.
another timeout.
Derek,
Look,
what do you want me to do?
We just need more time. Just a little bit more time. That's not how it works. That
Yeah.
clock's starting.
DP.
DP.
We're going to talk to Aaron Murray here in 1 minute. In fact, give me a break here. We're going to call Aaron Murray. We'll talk about the SEC weekend. We'll talk about this LSU-Auburn series, who he likes there, and we will get to that all coming up here. Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works brings you the Jordy Culotta Show daily. Don't forget about our friends over at Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works. When you mention or call the show at 225-776-2431, mention that you heard it here on the show and save yourself 15%. Jordy Culotta Show and Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works. Proud supporter over there. Get in touch with them today, 225-776-2431. 225-776-2431. Number one and a number two business over at Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works can help you out. They got a couple of trucks working in East Baton Rouge Parish every day, so if you're over here on this side of the river, they can help you out. 225-776-2431. We will link up with Aaron Murray, former LSU, former Georgia quarterback, next here, and a part of the Players Tribune coming up here next on the Jordy Culotta Show. Do you suffer from chronic dehydration? Are you looking to improve your athletic performance and you need to get over and see our friends over at GoFlow IV? They're located on Jefferson Highway. Easy to find them online at GEAUXFlowIV.com. Make sure and use the promo code Jordy Culotta Show. If you do, they'll take 15% off of your initial visit. Check them out online, GEAUXFlowIV.com.
Looking to book a dumpster but no idea how? We've made it quick and easy for you. Check out our website at moralesrolloffs.com. Let Morales Roll-Offs know your desired delivery date, and finally, provide your contact details. To make payment, look out for an email invoice with all your booking details. On delivery day, our driver will notify you through text and email that your dumpster is ready and on the way. Now you know how easy and convenient it is. Call Morales Roll-Offs at 225-427-0000 for your dumpster.
Hey Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
Don't let the name fool you. Men's Total Health has offerings for the ladies, too. Guys, is your wife or partner suffering from urinary incontinence, low sexual desire, or pain during sex? Then the O-Shot might be for her. Don't let it scare you. It's totally natural. It's PRP. And Mike Roach and the crew at Men's Total Health will make you as comfortable as you can be. Contact me for more information, Katie at JordyCulottaShow.com, and I'm happy to tell you everything that Men's Total Health has to offer for the ladies.
Do you suffer from chronic dehydration? Are you looking to improve your athletic performance and you need to get over and see our friends over at GoFlow IV? They're located on Jefferson Highway. Easy to find them online at GEAUXFlowIV.com. Make sure and use the promo code Jordy Culotta Show. If you do, they'll take 15% off of your initial visit. Check them out online, GEAUXFlowIV.com.
I was excited to come to a top level program. I've been at a lot of great places, been very fortunate in my career, but to really say that you have an opportunity every year, once we get it rolling, to win a national championship. There's not very many places that you can say that. So for him to offer me the opportunity to come with him to LSU was nothing but humility and gratitude. Some Sunday players in that room. But again, it's got to be the total package, the total process of buy-in, of understanding what we're trying to get done, of figuring out how we want it to get done, but also allowing those guys to be able to play with instincts. For example, I think Jay Ward is long and athletic. He's very versatile. He's played corner, played nickel, played safety. Very excited about Joe Fouché, one of the transfer guys that we came in because he has a dimension of physicality. Major Burns. Fortunate enough that he was able to come back home. Again, he's long, he's athletic, so he gives you flexibility between both field and boundary safeties. And then you've got some guys that you can throw in like Brooks, Sage, Derek Davis, Todd Harris is a guy that's been around for a while. So I think that we have enough in that room to be successful. But again, you still want to continue to grow and be able to push it.
Well, I think it starts here, and we have a good bit of people on this particular staff who are from Louisiana, who know and believe in our hearts that this place produces the best football players in the country, and I think the numbers speak for themselves per capita, produce the most NFL players, you know what I mean? So even from an analytical standpoint, it makes sense to take the kids from here because the chances of them playing in the league are higher than if they come from anywhere else. Yeah. I think our brand is super powerful, so we will have to recruit at a national level, or there's really no reason that we shouldn't, you know what I mean? Because if we can get a top player from another state who can help us win a championship, then of course, right? But I think it starts right here in Louisiana and then right here in Baton Rouge. There's some really good players who are still available that are right here in Baton Rouge.
All right, welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Check them out online, GEAUXChevrolet.com. Aaron Murray, former Georgia quarterback and now a part of Sirius XM and ESPN. He's also over at the Volume Sports, where him and T-Bob host a daily podcast. Really good work over there. And finally letting T-Bob see the light. He didn't have to hang out with the suits all day. He can go make money independently. Aaron Murray, good to talk to you, brother. How are you, man? It's been a while.
What's up, man? How you been?
Doing good, bro. Doing good. It's been a crazy start to the SEC season. We can get on to into all of that. You're at South Carolina. You've been doing a great job, first and foremost, calling the games. What's that been like?
Man, it's been awesome. Well, this is my 6th year calling games. Just made the transition from CBS over to ESPN, and it's been great because it's allowed me to get more SEC games, and that's kind of my bread and butter. That's what I know the best, and for travel purposes too, with a 2-year-old and another one on the way, it's nice to not have to travel on the West Coast so much like I was with CBS. So, yeah, it's been fun and kind of crazy week this week, obviously with the hurricane and having to transition. So got a little Thursday night action, but I'll get the weekend off and catch your Tigers this weekend.
Yeah, man, I want to jump all around the SEC, and you'll be in South Carolina tonight. They got South Carolina State, and obviously this will be a game that's probably going to be affected by Ian a little bit, or at least the remnants of it. Tell me what you think about what Beamer has going on here in year 2 and about South Carolina that sits 2-2 going into this one. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, well,
nice.
I mean,
how's it going? Good morning for her.
Who's that?
Is that?
There's a child.
Is that not your kid in the background?
Oh yeah.
I hope we're not outing you.
Oh my gosh. I was like, is there a kid in here?
No.
Someone dropped off a baby.
There is a baby. I'm dropping. So my parents live halfway between Atlanta and South Carolina, so I'm dropping them off at the lake. Call the game tonight, and then we're gonna spend the weekend at the lake. So it should be a good time. And he's a talker, so you'll hear plenty of him probably.
Nice.
But
nice.
No, I think
Future in the biz.
for South Carolina, future in the biz for sure. South Carolina for sure. It's all on Spencer Rattler, man. Like when he takes care of the football, he's a good quarterback, and he's had some issues. 5 interceptions this year. He looked better last week, and I think what they want to do is obviously just like most teams, they want to run the football. So if they can run the football and take some pressure off him, I think they'll be in a good spot.
Is Mom in the car too? Aaron. Hello?
Did we lose him?
I think he's doing some parenting.
That's pretty funny.
That's great.
I mean, that's good.
I hope he does it. Yeah, I hope he does it. That's right on brand for the
He's
show.
so mad right now, I feel like, though.
No way.
He's screaming at the mom.
Just all I need was 10 minutes.
Give him his passy.
Oh, we got him on the video now.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
Yes. Yes. Give us a little visual elements here. Let's see what you're dealing with, dude, because it sounds like you're on it feels like you're filming the movie Vacation right now. In the road trip. On the East Coast.
Gotta plug it into if he's on the video.
It's already plugged.
How are we feeling, Aaron? Can you hear us?
He went in and went out. Like he started.
We're struggling
the video
right now.
Like, oh, hold up.
Let's take a quick break. Let's reset.
Aaron reset.
Yep. We'll be right back with the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
Gotta get the kids right.
That was weird.
Donaldsonville Glass and Body, trusted name in frame, body, and automotive paint repair since 1977. They have served their customers for over 45 years. You can find them online at dgbauto.com or stop in and see them Railroad Avenue and Division Street out in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Look, they can help you with your insurance claims. They can make the repair process as stress-free as possible. I'm speaking from experience here. I've got numerous windshields, body repair, all done by Kenny and the crew over at Donaldsonville Glass and Body. They are, without question, the most well-equipped shop in the area. Stop in and see them today. Shop them online, dgbauto.com, or stop in and see the crew over in Division Street in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
All right, welcome back here, Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Back into the car we go with Chevy Chase. I mean, Aaron Murray former Georgia quarterback, our guy on the Eastern Shore board here, going to call the South Carolina State and South Carolina game tonight and give us some insight on the college football weekend. Dad, what's up? Good morning. Welcome back. Yes. Hell yes.
What's up? You know what? It's lots of jobs. You know, you got to be the dad, husband, radio with your boy T-Bob, who keeps you on my toes.
It sounds like T-Bob in the car with you.
I know, dude. I tell you what, working with T-Bob every day is an absolute trip.
Dude, you have to tell me about it. So paint the picture for me right now. You got the whole crew in the ride. You got a pregnant wife, you got a newborn in the back, and you're in the driver's seat.
That's fine.
Well, and two dogs, so it's like a full.
What car are we
packed
in?
house.
I totally get
it. Yeah, usually it's like Disney tunes going on right now and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. So he's like, Dad, I'm sick of listening to you in radio so much. Like, put on Mickey Mouse. So he's going to have to learn a little bit more about football here on this talk for the next 15, 20 minutes.
Throw him the iPad.
He'll suck it up.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten to that stage
Good
yet.
for
We're trying
you.
to hold off on the
Good
iPad,
for you.
but
That is strong
it's going to
parenting.
come soon.
That is strong parenting. But once the second one comes, the security blanket of the iPad, I'd imagine, will be right there in arm's length.
Probably.
We were talking about South Carolina. You mentioned Spencer Rattler. It's really all on him, right?
Yeah, well, they need to run the ball. I mean, you saw last week they were very efficient running it, obviously versus a lesser opponent. But I think they got some good backs, and they just don't want to put. They would rather be 60-40 run pass than somewhat the trend nowadays for football, especially you're seeing the SEC is a lot more of the passing game. And you could, kind of classify the run pass options as a somewhat of a running game because, it's essentially just a lot of times just throwing the bubble. It's an extension of the run play. It's getting the receivers the balls in space. But, they want to be more traditional in that sense of true downhill power zone stuff. But I think overall it's a good offense when they take care of the football. Defensively, obviously they've struggled with some injuries. Last week, they gave up 14 points on 2 big drives to start the game, and they just weren't making the plays. There was opportunities to sack the quarterback, a couple opportunities they got their hands on the ball in the secondary and just weren't making them. Then all of a sudden, the second half, they started getting some sacks. They were slowing down the run. They got a couple interceptions. So I think overall, they feel pretty good talking with the coaching staff of where they are this year. They feel like, the scores are not indicative of where they believe this team is and where it's going. But it's going to be tough, man. Just like with all these SEC teams, their schedule is going to be a grind kind of after this week. And, lucky for them, somewhat lucky, I guess. You never want to say lucky with Hurricanes. But, they play on Thursday night tonight. They get 2 extra days to get ready for Kentucky next week, which is going to be a big game inside the East. They're going to have to win some games in this side of the SEC if they're going to want to make a bowl game. Because you look at it tonight, should win 3-2. I think there's 2 more cupcakes on the schedule that should get them to 5 wins. But, they're going to have to win one of these games they're not supposed to if they're going to want to make a back-to-back bowl game under Beamer in his second season.
It's a pretty good card this weekend in the SEC. Alabama, Arkansas, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, of course, LSU-Auburn, the rivalry game. But I think the best game of the conference is at 11 a.m., with Kentucky Ole Miss. Paint the picture for what you see going on in Oxford, early morning kickoff with the Rebels and the Wildcats. How do you like this one?
Well, hopefully, Lane's little cry for attendance works and we get some Ole Miss fans at the game. But, I really like this Ole Miss team. I actually had a chance to cover them a few weeks ago, and, they're talented on both sides. I want to see it versus a legitimate contender before I start really believing. But I think Jackson Dart's legit. He kind of reminds me of Matt Corral. He's a good runner. He's a big kid. He's a little bit bigger than Matt is. I think he can make all the throws, quick release, and is going to continue to get better and better throughout the season. And they got some really good receivers on the outside. Trigg at tight end is tremendous. And I think they got the best tandem of running.
Maybe they're going through a dead space.
That was a drop-off. That was like a phone.
Big versus Tulsa, and that kind of concerns me going against Kentucky this weekend, and especially with Rodriguez being back. So, I think it's going to be a great game. I think they're like 7-point favorites right now, but, we continue to doubt Kentucky, and they continue to go out there and win games, in the SEC. And I know, I don't think Stoops has won a game against an SEC West team on the road in his career. Wow. I think he could get his first one this weekend. I like Will Levis, just has to take care of the football. Duke can make all the throws. Like I said, with Rodriguez back, I think that's going to be, a shot of energy to that offense that's been struggling to run the football a little bit. They got some good weapons, and I like their front defensively. So I think it's going to be a close game, a good game. The team that runs the best, in my opinion, is going to be the team that has the most success, and I think Kentucky's going to find a way to do that with Rodriguez back in that lineup.
Texas A&M and Mississippi State. This is a very intriguing game on paper. Jimbo and them were lucky to get out of Dallas with a win over Arkansas last weekend. Mississippi State got right versus Bowling Green. This is a 3 o'clock kickoff on Saturday in Starkville. How do you like this game?
I like Mississippi State. I had them last week, and Will Rogers is tremendous. They got some incredible receivers, and they're actually running the ball a little bit more this year, which is good to see. There's a little bit more commitment. So, the only real issue I see with Mississippi State is their tackles. They struggled versus you guys, and you throw in the fact that BJ was hot, and it was an away game, and y'all stadium was crazy. They get them at home, so those tackles will have a little bit benefit of being able to have a good jump off the snap. So I expect them to be able to protect a little bit better. But it's a great A&M defense. I mean, it is a really, really good A&M defense at all three levels. Been really impressed by them this season. But they're going to struggle on offense, and I don't think it's really Max's fault. I've been happy that Max is the guy right now. I think he's going to be the best solution for them going forward. But they just really don't have receivers. Their best receiver is a freshman in Evan Stewart, who I think is good, but hasn't played a lot of college football. So Mississippi State's a great defense. They're great against the run. They got some length on the outside at corners. Both their corners like 6'3". So I think this is going to be a low-scoring game on offense to be able to maybe squeak out 1 or 2 touchdowns and kind of win this game. Or I think 20-13. Something like it's going to be with 2 good defenses, and once again, like I said, a Texas A&M offense that just really doesn't have a great identity right now.
Where on the GPS are you right now?
Me, I just got through downtown Atlanta, baby, about to hit I-20 East.
Okay. Did you find out the gender of the of what she's pregnant with? Y'all going to the going surprise route? Or y'all know what y'all have?
Hopefully it's a child.
What is that thing in there?
No chance for the surprise. We got a girl coming.
Nice, congratulations to the Murrays.
So we got the boy, and now we got the girl, and we're done. So,
oh, really?
Nice.
Yes.
All-American family.
Nice.
Picket fence, 2 dogs, a daughter, a son.
What's the people are curious? What type of dogs we rolling with?
We have a
Bulldogs.
golden doodle and a golden retriever. No bulldogs. I needed a little bit more of an active dog. I like to, get on the boat, do the swimming with them, and play a little fast out.
Can Arkansas keep up with Alabama this weekend? This is a big one at Razorback Stadium, 2:30 Saturday. How you like this one?
I think they can. I think KJ is going to have a hell of a game along with Rocket Sanders. And, I like their receivers. Matt Landers has been a great addition, him kind of showing up and making some plays this year. And I like their, what Texas did versus Alabama was, 1, take shots. And I think KJ can take some shots down the field. And 2, they're able to get after the quarterback. And their 2 linebackers, Sanders and Bumper Poole, are some of the best blitzing linebackers in America. So they're going to find ways to kind of get after Bryce and, make him uncomfortable. They have 20 sacks on the year, which is more than anyone else in the country right now. I think 4 more than anyone else actually in the country. Shout out to T-Bob for that stat he put on our podcast yesterday. So I like their defensive front. I am concerned with their secondary. It's pretty piss poor, I'm not going to lie. But Alabama too, man. I know they played well last week versus Vanderbilt, but those DBs from Vanderbilt, when you watch the film, were absolutely atrocious. I mean, they're given 10 yards of cushion, and Alabama receivers are literally running right by them, which should not happen with that much cushion. So, it was not, for how bad Arkansas has been on the secondary, Vanderbilt's, way worse than that. So, they're going to give, I still want to see this passing game for Alabama continue to mature and Bryce continue to get comfortable with those guys on the outside. I think they will be fine. But I think Arkansas can keep this thing closer. I think it's right around a 17-point spread. the way Arkansas can run the football and can take some shots and then, be able to get after Bryce, and it's on the road, I think you're going to see an Arkansas team kind of, obviously pissed off a little bit after last week's loss, can come out there and keep this thing close and make it a battle.
Yeah, Alabama -17 on the road this weekend, 2:30 kickoff in Razorback Stadium. Lines presented by our friends over at Caesar Sportsbook. Last one, I'll get you out of here, Aaron. LSU-Auburn, this is a game with a very storied history, and this will kick off at Jordan-Hare, 6 o'clock. Obviously, Auburn under fire right now, and LSU feels like they're gaining momentum. How do you see this one?
LSU dominates. Yes, even Maddox agrees that LSU is going to kick their butt.
Thank you, Maddox.
He said, "Go Tigers." I just think Auburn right now offensively just has, doesn't really have a lot. Obviously, TJ Finley not there either. Their quarterback starting right now just is not a passer, and Tigers are going to the purple and yellow Tigers, according to Maddox, are going to win by 2 touchdowns.
Thank you, Maddox. Thank you. We'll take the Tigers. Did Maddox? Did Georgia? Did they show that they were mortal last weekend? Did Kent State show that Georgia was mortal last weekend, or is this just kind of looking ahead?
I think it's a little bit looking ahead. We saw lots of mistakes. A guy like Ladd, who's been, incredibly consistent, dropping a couple balls, a couple fumbles. The one thing that concerns me with Georgia is just their lack of the ability to run the football. I think their running backs are just okay. I like Kenny out of the backfield, but, like true running between the tackles, I don't think they really have an elite guy to do that. I know they like Edwards, number 30, but, they just, to me, that's going to be something that's going to hurt them down the line. But, A.D. Mitchell's been banged up. Hopefully they get him back. Jalen Carter, who's one of the best defensive players in the country, he should be back as well this weekend. So you get 2 of your top guys on each side of the football back. That should help both sides of the football. So, no, I still think Georgia's 1. Ohio State, I would say, is 2. I think their defense looks pretty good, and CJ's just been tremendous to start the season off. I still think Alabama, they're just it's an interesting team. I still think they're elite, but they're a little bit more mortal than they've been in the past few years.
Y'all got it going on over at the Players Lounge, bro, and the stuff with T-Bob right now is really going really looks like it's going cool. It's like it's going good.
Yeah, well, today we're actually dropping, so I know we've talked before about the stuff we're doing in the Players Lounge, but history will be made at 6 o'clock tonight. We signed the entire football team up and doing individual player cards for each player.
Oh, wow.
So we're releasing 4,000 packs, 3 cards per pack, $29 per pack. It's the first entire team player card essentially release will be happening tonight. So we're pretty cool, pretty pumped about it. The players are super excited about it. The cards are tremendous. So if you haven't seen them, go check them out. And pretty much all the players have been posting their cards on their individual social medias for the past few days. So it's a fun way. The kids are going to get pretty much all the proceeds that are raised over the next couple of days through the sale of this. So it's a great way to support your players. We'll have contests throughout the year of, hey, if you own this position group or this position group, you essentially get rewarded throughout the year. So it'll be a lot of fun. And once again, the artwork's pretty badass. So go check it out.
We just retweeted it on our site over at the Culotta Show. It is it's cool, and it is 6 o'clock this afternoon. All the information on how you can get involved. Actually, 5 o'clock Central time here. In the Central Time Zone. Aaron, great to catch up with you, man. Thank you, and safe travels.
Aaron,
Appreciate it, fellas.
hold on. Is there a more quarterback name than Maddox Murray? Like, you just set him up to play quarterback at Georgia?
No. He's playing golf. We're not playing football.
Oh, even better.
That is a golf name. Yes.
He's playing golf. I mean, he's going to be a country club boy.
Yeah,
golf,
there we go.
tennis, swimming, all that good stuff.
Maddox
Charlie
Murray,
Woods, we're coming
-2
for
at the
you.
turn. That's right. All right,
Green
man. See you.
jacket.
Safe travels.
Appreciate it. See you, fellas.
All right, man.
Ladies.
There he is. Aaron Murray checking in.
Maddox Murray,
That was brought to
2
you
under.
by SNL Pest Services. Shelton will be here at our office today doing our monthly service.
Saw Shelton yesterday.
Yesterday. He came here yesterday.
He was here
Oh, I thought
yesterday.
he was coming today.
Day
So
early.
he was early.
Day
He was
early.
early, but they do residential. He's going to start doing my house, commercial and industrial. They do termites, spiders, roaches, ants, any other flying creature, and small rodents. And guess what else? Fleas.
Yes, they do.
We have no
Gone.
fleas.
Flea free.
Call them. Shelton or his wife, Lisa Blanchard, SNL Pest Services. They're in Greenwell Springs, but serve the entire Baton Rouge area. 225-262-0496 and switch to them today. You won't be sorry.
All right, second hour coming your way. We are jumping across the pond. We're going to link up with our friend Zach Ewing of The Advocate. He is over there covering the Saints. We will talk to him next here on the Jordy Culotta Show. What lines do we like? Compliments of Caesar Sportsbook. Download the promo code. Use the promo code. Download the app. Type right to your screen. Use the promo code FMFULL. Culotta Show Hour 2 coming back with you. Compliments and driven by Go Chevrolet.
Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz. We love the crew over at Fresh Chef Kitchen. Chef Shane and his crew dropping off the meals every Monday here to FM Digital Media, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner. Me or the crew's going through our meals over at Fresh Chef Kitchen. Their weekly pre-order, freshly made meals, or you can walk into the cooler over there on Airline Highway. They have that fresh, same service over there at Fresh Chef Eats. FreshChefEats.com is where you can find them online. Fresh Chef Kitchen. Tell them you heard it right here on the Jordy Culotta Show. I was embarrassed about my smile. Are you unhappy at yours? Do you not smile back at yourself? I called my friend, Dr. Spillers, over at Johnson Spillers. He fixed my smile, and now everywhere I go, people are complimenting it after the work that Dr. Spillers and the staff did to my mouth. They can do it to yours. Get in touch with them. JohnsonSpillers.com. 2 locations, one in Gonzales, one in Baton Rouge. Easy to find them, JohnsonSpillers.com.
Hey Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
Don't let the name fool you. Men's Total Health has offerings for the ladies, too. Guys, is your wife or partner suffering from urinary incontinence, low sexual desire, or pain during sex? Then the O-Shot might be for her. Don't let it scare you. It's totally natural. It's PRP. And Mike Roach and the crew at Men's Total Health will make you as comfortable as you can be. Contact me for more information, Katie at JordyCulottaShow.com, and I'm happy to tell you everything that Men's Total Health has to offer for the ladies.
All right, welcome into the Jordy Culotta Show. Welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet, live on this Thursday. Speaking of Thursday, we got some Thursday night football for you. Cincy going white helmets tonight. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't like it.
You don't like the ice whites?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I like the ice whites.
And I saw the Saints and they're all black, so they look good. I did like the
Do
little
they?
fleur-de-lis. You can't really see it.
I don't think they could wear the black jerseys with the black helmet, though.
Why?
I think they're wearing white in London. Are they the home team in London?
I thought they were all black, helmet, jersey, pants. Does that not happen?
You know what?
I got this from Ron.
This is a great
I thought
opportunity.
I got it from Ron too.
Ron's a big Saints
Oh,
fan.
Ron would know.
This is a great opportunity to go to London and link up with the Advocates, Director of Sports Gaming and Betting, a regular here on the show. We did not send him with his visor. I wonder if he brought any of his props. But he is over in London covering the game, and we now link up with our guy, Zach Ewing, that is getting ready this morning. Zachary, good morning. Safe travels. You made it into London. How are you?
I did
at
afternoon
technology.
here, but yeah, I'm struggling through the first day of jet lag, but excited to be here.
Where are you, Zach? You look like a hostage right now.
I know. Where? Tell us.
Is everything okay? Blink twice. I can
well,
send help.
I'm at my in-laws' house.
So you are a hostage.
Like, that's not a hotel. That's like a doily in the background.
Yes, that is. You very much look like you're in a neighborhood. What part of London are you in right now?
This is in Whitton, which is southwest of London, near Twickenham, where the National Rugby Stadium is. So it's all very, very ethnic.
Nice.
So you married someone from across the pond.
She's not technically, her dad is.
Oh, okay. International man of mystery.
This
He's
guy.
like, can y'all please stop asking
Yes.
questions?
Sorry,
People
Zach.
interview.
All right, let's get to the damn games, for God's
Gamble.
sakes.
Do you want to know about the knitting over my shoulder?
Right.
Kind of.
I mean, we're a little curious.
Family heirloom.
All right, so we missed you last week, and hopefully everything good. Back to health, back to full health. Who do we like this week? And let's start Thursday night. Obviously, there's some intrigue here with Cincinnati on the field. Miami's got a quick turnaround after a marathon on Sunday in just sweltering heat. If you saw it, bodies were just hitting the field as soon as that game went final. How do you like this Thursday night action with a quick turnaround for Miami and obviously Louisiana's son, Joey Burrow, and the boys playing?
Yeah, this is sort of one of those games where I say you listen to the odds makers. Look, if Cincinnati's favored by 3.5, there's a reason for that. And I personally won't play it because that number's too high for me. I liked it a lot better when it was under a field goal. But I do think that quick turnaround, the Heat playing in on Sunday, and plus, really, the Dolphins won a game they had no business winning, right? But the casual fan is going to look at it and say, oh, the Miami Dolphins beat the Buffalo Bills. They must be the best team in the NFL. How could they be underdogs? And start putting money in the Dolphins. And that's where you're going to run into some danger, and the bookmakers will make their money. I'm staying away. If I did pick a side, it would be the Bengals.
The total here seems high as well because of the theory that we just talked about with the quick turnaround, 47.5. I know that you're saying you're staying away from this game, but if you were to look at this one and go either side of the number, where would you lie?
Yeah, a little bit weird. I mean, it's been such an under year in the NFL. I think I read earlier this week where the average total in 2018 in the NFL was like 49 points, and the average total this year is 42.5. So again, I lean the under, but there's a reason that total is so high, and it could very well be that they've got trends that look at teams on short rest, especially playing in, okay, let's say plus 85-degree heat the week before against a plus 500 opponent, and all these trends you put into a computer, and it spits out that, hey, 3 days later that team is really going to struggle defensively.
The game that you will be covering on Sunday at Wembley Stadium features the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. The Vikings are favored here by 2.5. The Saints have spent the week in London. Minnesota flies in today. Any advantage either way on that part of the game going into it?
Yeah, maybe a little. I mean, especially if you've got guys who are not used to international travel, that first day will knock you on your ass. I mean, it just does. And they say it takes one day for every hour time difference to really get your body to adjust. And so it's a 6-hour time difference for these teams. That's 6 days. And the Saints will have been over here 6 days. So I do think there's probably an edge there. Now, whether that means that it makes up a difference for how the Saints are playing, and they got to stop turning the ball over. But I do think they're undervalued a little bit because they have, I think it's 9 turnovers this year, the most in the NFL. If that continues, sure, the Saints are in trouble. The Saints are they're going to go 4-13 like everybody's saying they're going to right now. But if they can stop the turnover bug, maybe they turn the season around still.
So how do you like this game when you're talking about the number with Minnesota minus 2.5?
I'm going with the Saints. I actually got them yesterday when it had peaked up to 3 just for a minute with news of Jameis not practicing. That didn't bother me. I think he will play. And quite frankly, I don't know that there's a huge drop-off to Andy Dalton anyway, even if he's the guy. So with 3 points, I think it'll be a close game. I'll take the points.
Before I ask you about some of the SEC games on Saturday, any other NFL games jump out from a value standpoint that you're looking at on Sunday?
It's a tough week. Like survivor pools, there's one spread over 6 points. It's a really tough week. Trying to think exactly where I'm going to go. I kind of like Jacksonville against Philly, getting 6.5 points. I think Jacksonville's undervalued. I'll take Indianapolis and lay the 3.5 against Tennessee. I'm fading Tennessee all season long until they give me a reason not to. Other than that, like I say, it's a tough week. I'm playing the Saints, and I'm probably playing those 2 games.
Let's get to Saturday, Zach. And this game that LSU is in has been one of the strangest spreads to ever see jump around in just recent memory. Auburn started as a 1.5 favorite when this game initially hit the line, and now it has ballooned up to as heavy as LSU favored by 9.5. Auburn is a grease fire right now, and LSU's coming in riding a little momentum. But just from the change in spread, where it's been almost a 11-point shift, have you seen anything like this with, barring it's not like the starting quarterback's been knocked out. I mean, this is just kind of emotional type of line moving.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't think of another example offhand. I don't want to say that means it's never happened because you do see some crazy shifts like Kansas, Iowa State, right? Before in the preseason, if you made that line, it probably would have been Iowa State minus 14. It's Iowa State minus 3. So there are some adjustments just based on what we see in the first 4 weeks. Guys, I'm a Missouri grad. I don't know how much of Missouri-Auburn you watched last week.
Yes.
Auburn is a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
They don't care. They're not playing hard. They shouldn't have won that game. They really shouldn't have even been close in that game. And I don't, with the way LSU's playing, I'm not afraid to lay those points. I think LSU's going to win this game going away.
This line with Alabama-Arkansas, 17, this feels like a stinky line. It also feels like it could sucker you in. How do you this might be one that you just stay away from, but when you look at that number, what do you think when you see that game?
I think you're paying a Bama tax. I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago with Texas. Alabama was minus 20, and I think I actually ended up saying, hey, go ahead and pay the Bama tax. It's not that big.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've seen Alabama play one real team, and they struggled. So I'm not going to lay 17 points. I'm not sold on Arkansas completely this year either. Like you said, it's probably a stay away from me. Maybe a game I look at to play live where, if Alabama is struggling at halftime, you take them in the second half and get them at minus 8.5 or something like that and hope they pull away. But, it's kind of stinky. You kind of pay that Bama tax. I would have it more at about 14, so I'm not willing to pay 17.
And then the other one that's jumping out is Kentucky and Ole Miss Saturday morning, 11 a.m., where Ole Miss is the favorite here. They're favored by a touchdown over a Kentucky team that feels like they are trending as one of the top teams in the league outside of the Alabama and Georgia discussion. How do you like this one, and what do you make of this number? Total here's 54.
Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite plays of the week. I like Ole Miss. I think if you look at Kentucky, they get a lot of credit for that win at Florida, and rightfully so. That's not an easy place to win. They played very well that night. The other 3 weeks, they've been sort of meh. And while Ole Miss has been more consistent, they struggled a little bit with Tulsa last week, but I think Ole Miss has more of that big play explosive quality from down to down that you may see, where both teams will have what we call success rate, where they're going to get enough yards to move the chains more often. Ole Miss is going to hit the big plays. Ole Miss also much better defensively than they get credit for. I think they're top 15 in the nation in yards per play against. And so I really think at home, 6.5 is not too much to lay here.
The surprising stat after a month of SEC football is that Ole Miss is the third best defense in the league. Really, I mean, that's a yo stat for a Lane Kiffin head coach squad. I mean, I know it's only a month and the schedule hasn't been world beating, and it'll ratchet up here a little bit. But the fact that they have a defense is a very positive sign. Zach, anything else before we get you out of here? I know that you're busy over there in London, but anything else jump out from a Saturday standpoint?
Yeah, a couple of them. One is UL Lafayette. They're getting 9.5 points at home against South Alabama. That's another one of those lines where preseason, that's probably a pick 'em. Maybe the Cajuns are even favored in that game. I know they lost to ULM last week, and it's kind of one of those, they're not very good, and Billy Napier's gone, and maybe the program will fall off. I take 9.5 points at home and think that they can make that a close game. And then the other one is out west. USC is getting 26 points against Arizona State. I think it's dropped to 25.5 now. It's too many. USC has this stat's from Bill Connolly of ESPN, but they have 11 interceptions against 13 pass breakups.
Damn.
Normally, it takes about 4 pass breakups for 1 interception, just on an average rate. Even if you've got elite future NFL defensive backs, they're not going to get an interception for every PBU. It's just not sustainable. So what that tells me is they've been lucky. They've run up the score a little bit on some teams because they've gotten those turnovers. If that dries up, I don't think they'll lose to Arizona State, but 25.5 points is just too big.
What's on the itinerary, man? What's on the agenda for the next couple of days?
We got a media event tonight in Hammersmith, so we're going out to a pub there, and then just going to go around and try to find some Saints fans. The Bayou Bets Twitter handle, I'm going to talk to some of them and see what they think about the game, and then the big game on Sunday. So I'll tell you what, my flight from Dallas yesterday had a lot of people connecting from South Louisiana. There must have been 200 Saints fans on that plane.
Wow.
So there will be a contingent here.
Have you covered an NFL game in Wembley before? Have you seen an NFL game in Wembley before?
I haven't. This one's actually at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Oh, nice.
Which the funny part about that is I've seen a soccer game there, but not an NFL game. So I'll knock that one off on Sunday. I'm actually trying to get to Arsenal and Tottenham at Arsenal on Saturday. The tickets are $300 a piece, as they say over here. So I don't know if I'll do that, but I'd love to add that to the bucket list too.
It's sneaky like NFL big culture over there, right? Like, I mean, that's a big NFL fan base for as much as they are far away from the game, correct?
They have a Sky Sports NFL channel.
Wow.
Which basically is a simulcast of the NFL network. But, yeah, it's popular. They sell the games out. A lot of that is people like these Saints fans plan vacations around these trips. So, they do get a big crowd in from that. But I do think there's a fair amount of British folks who, I mean, look, the timing is right. A noon game on a Sunday is 6 o'clock here. So it's perfect for that noon window. And then if they want to stay up and watch obviously the primetime games are on in the middle of the night, but the other games are on, at a good time to watch on a Sunday night.
Zach, enjoy it, man. Looking forward to talking to you next week.
God rest the Queen.
Absolutely, guys.
See you, man.
Cheerio.
There he is. Zach Ewing checking in from London this morning from our friends over at Caesar Sportsbook. Remember, you see the QR code in the top right of your screen. Easy to get there. All you got to use is the promo code FMFUL, the letter F, the letter M, full, and they'll take care of you over there at Caesar Sportsbook. Remember our friends over at Edward Jones, taking care of your financial advice. Get in touch with Daniel Newman, daniel.newman at edwardjones.com, daniel.newman at edwardjones.com. All right, we'll turn the corner and take it down the home stretch when we come back here on the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
Wait, let me leave y'all with this. I just got from WFB on my phone. U.S. Marshals are investigating a reported shooting in Baker. Yeah, I heard it here first, mother effers.
Well, actually, you heard it first.
That's true. That's true.
Our
Look at
partners.
that.
Our partners.
Our partners.
Serial killers. Everywhere.
Wait, sitting in the car?
I don't know. They don't have any other details on it. They just said U.S. Marshals are there.
Do you suffer from chronic dehydration? Are you looking to improve your athletic performance and you need to get over and see our friends over at GoFlow IV? They're located on Jefferson Highway. Easy to find them online at GEAUXFlowIV.com. Make sure and use the promo code Jordy Culotta Show. If you do, they'll take 15% off of your initial visit. Check them out online, GEAUXFlowIV.com.
Looking to book a dumpster but no idea how? We've made it quick and easy for you. Check out our website at moralesrolloffs.com. Let Morales Roll-Offs know your desired delivery date, and finally, provide your contact details. To make payment, look out for an email invoice with all your booking details. On delivery day, our driver will notify you through text and email that your dumpster is ready and on the way. Now you know how easy and convenient it is. Call Morales Roll-Offs at 225-427-0000 for your dumpster.
Hey, Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
Don't let the name fool you. Men's Total Health has offerings for the ladies, too. Guys, is your wife or partner suffering from urinary incontinence, low sexual desire, or pain during sex? Then the O-Shot might be for her. Don't let it scare you. It's totally natural. It's PRP. And Mike Roach and the crew at Men's Total Health will make you as comfortable as you can be. Contact me for more information, Katie at jordyculottashow.com, and I'm happy to tell you everything that Men's Total Health has to offer for the ladies.
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team.
Thanks.
And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us. Get it done.
Sports with it. It's just like anything else. I mean, I don't want to get into hyperbole, but it's, everything is. I mean, frankly, I'm still worried more about concussions. We don't talk about it much anymore, but, we've kind of helped solve it in a lot of ways and make the game a lot safer. So anytime we have existential threats, which this one could or could not be, we just deal with it, and we will deal with it. It's just part of the game. And, I don't mind a lot of what's come out of this movement of doing more for the student athletes, but like anything else, it boomerangs a little too far, and you got to swing it back into what we do for the student athletes. And it's a hell of a lot, and I'm proud of that fact that we are leaders in doing that, but we're going to do it right. The Tiger Athletic Foundation and in partnership, obviously, hand in hand with what we do, funded a master plan study because I wanted to see, hey, what we needed, and I just didn't want my opinion. I've been a few places, and I have a good one, I think, but you just want to see how and what our needs are, and so we're in that process of looking at it, and obviously the PMAC is 50 years old this year, and probably needs some updating. It's got good bones, and maybe we can see what we can do with that. Same thing with all that, property that we have both down Nicholson and where we are currently on Nicholson and North Stadium. Is that, hey, is this the proper use and best use for that? And hand in hand with the university and what we do with TAF, we'll make those decisions, and we'll be prudent and thinking about what and how we do. Yeah, it's kind of weird in a perverse way, Jordy. You know me well. Is that I kind of relish it. I do like it. I'm one of the few people that embraces it, and we're very lucky at LSU to have it, to be where we are and to be able to do that. I mean, I can't say that for everyone in the business because it is unsettling in a lot of ways. But for us, change is a good thing, and I think we're going to be the beneficiary of it. And it's not gonna stop. It's just gonna keep on going. Yeah. And I'd be lying to you if I told you I had a crystal ball and could tell you what was going on, what's gonna happen. But we're gonna be here and we're gonna embrace it and we're gonna take advantage of it the best we can.
We're all from different places and backgrounds. We've each experienced our own versions of life, but in the end, we're all on the same team. I'm part of that team, along with these players in purple and gold.
Kayshawn Buddha,
Malik Neighbors,
Miles Frazier,
Kyron Lacy,
Greg Brooks.
Whether on the field or in the courtroom, your team matters.
So join our team. Make a difference.
Bet. Let's get it done.
Best athlete to come out of New Iberia, Mark Roman.
Kayshawn Buddha.
Kayshawn? Wow.
Right now, Kayshawn, and Mark was a little bit before me. I was a ball boy when Mark was playing at New Iberia Senior High School. I played like right after Mark, but has done some things, and just the things that you guys are seeing Kayshawn do, that he's not even scratching the surface of what we saw on a day-to-day basis at practice. And he's unreal. He's unreal.
He's so natural. It's so so easy. It looks so easy to him.
Yes, it's so easy, and there's never been another a competitor I've ever seen like Kayshawn. Kayshawn would not lose going to eat pregame meal. He has to be the first. He is the ultimate competitor. He would not lose. So trust me, he will be ready.
Man, so kind of when I entered the transfer portal, I knew, what type of facility, what type of, program I wanted to go to. Being that before I committed to Ohio State, my first unofficial was to LSU.
Oh, wow.
And but that was when Coach O and Coach Raymond was here or whatever. But definitely the coaches, the scheme Kelly, trying to implement, his way of going, like detailed person. That's where I wanted to be. I know I want to be.
Did you have any experience with Coach Kelly?
No, I had no experience. No.
Really? Who was your main recruiter from LSU?
Sherman Wilson. Yeah, he was. Stay consistent. Honest. Just gave it to me straight.
Yeah.
And this is where I wanted to be.
How do you feel about that number at this university playing that position?
Yeah, man, I definitely want it. I definitely. You want to come in and prove, to my teammates, not just the coaches, but to my teammates that I got to go play with, that, I deserve it. And once I do that, then, everything is, up from there. Yeah.
We're all from different places.
All right, welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Ghost Chevrolet, live on this Thursday. Make sure and hit that like button, share button, comment button. We appreciate you being there. Thanks for Zach Ewing for stopping by from across the pond as he is getting he's getting ready for the Saints and the Vikings game coming up on Sunday. That'll be an 8:30 kickoff. I like it. I'm down with it. I'm ready for
like 8:30 a.m.
a.m.
Oh, wow.
That is cool, though, I think.
I'll probably be up.
Little football and biscuits.
I like that. You'll probably be up.
Yeah, I'll probably be up.
That's my boy, Kevin O'Connell, too. I'll take him at 8:30 a.m.
Yeah, why not?
He still hasn't accepted my Instagram friend request, though.
I'll take all of
Sunday
it
morning for
Hell
you.
yeah.
What's up, Kev?
I like it. Hey, Kev. Friend me on Instagram. He has a private account.
Does he?
And it's only like 900 followers, and he still hasn't accepted me.
What's he got behind the
I don't know.
That's what I said.
I need to know.
Yeah, that's a bold move in that type of position.
I know.
He's got to be having another one.
His Twitter is it's like his official checkmark account. His Twitter has like way more followers, obviously, and it's open. But I guess he's not big on Insta.
How many posts does he have?
Well, I don't know. I can't see it. It's private.
It tells you how many posts he has.
Not when you're not friends. It says like 0.
Maybe he has 0 posts.
Maybe he does.
I think he's got to have a different Instagram where he's not on it at all. He's got
I
to
think
have, like,
he's
Twitter.
maybe not on it at all. Surely he would have accepted.
Everybody has Instagram, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how old
Most
is he?
people. He's young. He's like 37.
Yeah, he's got Instagram.
So he probably doesn't have
Is he
Facebook.
married?
Or I don't know. Does anybody have Facebook they can check?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's married. She's cute. I've already checked it all out.
No, you stalked her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Women or
I don't know. I don't remember her name. She's cute. She was a volleyball player.
Yeah.
She's cute.
I don't know her name. I just know Kevin's name.
I don't care. I don't know her name.
Fuck her.
Leah.
I know we've talked a little bit about this,
City
but
State.
the ESPN Daily Podcast interviews the auditor. This is Pablo Torre is the host of the ESPN Daily Podcast, and he interviews the auditor in the state of Mississippi that is, kind of going after these funds. Favre's in some shit, bro.
He is in
Favre
some shit.
he's a scumbag.
Yes,
Scumbag.
But
Like,
everyone's already known
he
that
is a
forever.
dirtbag.
He's
man.
been a scumbag.
No, he has been a dirtbag.
This is finally is this the final straw?
I mean, it looked in Pablo at the end of it's like asking like, what's it like taking on Mississippi's probably most, treasured son.
Yeah.
And they worship this guy over here. He's like, look, a lot of the hate mail that we get and there was threats and stuff that we had to deal with. A lot of it came from Wisconsin, but there was some stuff locally. But he has said that, since the recent media reports have come out and people have been able to read some of these text messages, the people are turning on Favre in Mississippi.
Yeah.
I don't think
in Hattiesburg already
100%. He'll ever lose
right.
full. So I'm sure he'll be still ever, in Kiln, Mississippi. He'll still be.
He will be. But in Hattiesburg, when my friends were in college at Southern Miss, he was still going to college bars and hitting on everyone. He hit on my mom at a gas station.
Wait, that sounds eerily familiar.
He hits on everyone. He's just scummy.
What's his game like? Like, what'd your mom say?
She was so mad.
She
was
Crocs
so mad.
and dick pics didn't
Did
do
he
him
invent the dick pic?
I think he did invent the dick pic. We always talk about that.
He what?
Invented the dick pic, maybe.
Did he invent the dick pic?
When he sent it, and that was like the first time I remember ever hearing about someone who sent it, and then it leaked, and then it was like viral at the time. However, that was viral.
Deadspin was real in the thick of it. That was
Camouflage Crocs.
I don't think social media was really a thing then, so it wasn't like that. It was just people talking about it.
Rob Boudreaux makes a good point. OJ still has fans.
That's true.
Favre will.
He
He will in Mississippi. He will be.
But if I did.
But
So
they're turning on.
Well, yeah, he's got this charity.
I think he's
where
going to jail.
He
I
might.
think he's going to jail.
Well, you can't say that your money is going one place, children with cancer, and then have it go to somewhere completely different. And how do you think you're not going to get caught when you get audited?
Listening to the auditor speak of his arrogance and his just deceit.
Yeah.
Really, at the end of it,
called them cock shots.
Who called it that?
Jen Sturger.
His ego is gonna get him, man.
So that's how you know, dick pic wasn't even out yet. She didn't even know the phrase to use. She said cock shots,
Well, I
which
think
is
he
aggressive.
has sent more since then, a lot more that people are
so
coming
he's
out
a big
with.
dick
Oh
pic
wow,
guy.
he's got like.
He
a
should
lot of-
I
be,
read
'cause
another
he-
article the other day that said
ain't
not
packing.
only the 130,000 going to the Southern Mississippi Athletic Department, and then 60,000 that went to the Oak Grove High School boosters, out of this Kids for Cancer money. Then there's now more women coming forward, of course, like always happens, that are like, yeah, I got dick pics, I got nudes, it was unsolicited, I did not want them. And I'm like, how does that happen though? Does a guy? I've never had a guy just send me a dick pic that I wasn't like, let me see it.
Some dudes will shoot
Just
their
out of
shot.
the blue, unsolicited?
Yes.
That's what
You'd be
Snapchat
surprised.
started.
But you gotta know, if the other person's interested or not,
Nobody
at least
wants to
before
see
you're
a
sending
penis.
it. No, not unless I'm asking.
Right. and then you still don't really. You're just playing the game.
Yeah. I might send it, but I'm just like, can't.
But you'd at least be like, you want to see or something, right?
yeah,
Not
probably.
just
This
morning.
is good advice for anybody out there that's listening. If this is coming from a woman, so don't just send your penis
Yeah,
out.
right.
Don't. I have had
Unsolicited.
one unsolicited dick pic sent to me
You might get a bunch of them now.
before, and it was from a friend's younger brother, which really freaked my shit out.
How old?
I mean, he was like small at my first wedding. I mean, he was like, I don't even know if he was in high school at that time.
What?
So this was after my first divorce.
Oh, wow.
So it was after that.
Hey.
Y'all.
Dude,
I
what's
couldn't,
up?
I was stunned.
Ran
beyond,
into old
like,
Katie.
I mean, y'all.
Heard she's divorced.
Like, he used to draw me pictures in college, and like I would hang them on my wall, like little crayon pictures and stuff.
Strike while the iron's hot, my friend.
It was upsetting that he did it.
Always
I mean,
wanted to have sex with you.
He was working.
He told me that when he sent the dick pic. He was like, at your wedding when I danced with you, and I was like, you were like 12. What do you mean?
Oh my
he was
God.
like, I was so upset that you were getting married. I just knew it was over. And I was like, what was over?
Kid was rock solid.
Yeah, he was probably. I'm gonna come.
Y'all,
They've been waiting
I
to see
mean-
this for a decade.
Thank God this dress is white.
I will say it was not what I expected.
Thank God I wore
The picture
draws.
was not
You
what I
should
expected.
have reciprocated. I mean, this is a
No.
lifelong dream for this guy.
Absolutely not.
Stifler's mom
Yeah.
for a minute.
Y'all,
Come on,
no,
dude.
I'm friends with his
Meet me at the
sister.
daiquiri shop for a
No.
drink.
Still been Stifler's mom.
Yeah,
Hell
Katie,
no.
you could have made that's like a Make-A-Wish.
What a shot,
No.
though.
That's awesome.
What a shot.
He
Yeah.
was
But
waiting, dude. You know he got
took
on
a
Facebook
chance.
that day,
No
and he was
doubt.
like, "She's divorced."
I bet you his wife's a dime.
She is.
No doubt.
See?
She is.
You know,
Does she
that,
look
'cause
like
he's got that type of confidence.
Does she look like you?
She has dark hair. But
Uh,
that's about it.
you look a lot like my babysitter.
Well, I mean, from the picture, he should be very confident. I will say that much about it.
See, BDE, the guy's energy.
He should?
Yes.
Oh, well, good for him.
It
That's
was-
what it is.
It's not what I
That-
expected.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's like, hey, look,
right.
It's not what I
Yeah,
expected.
right.
What are you gonna do?
Let me just send it to her.
Yeah. I've been sending her pictures since she's in college. I've been trying to tell you.
She's got to see this thing.
Trying to draw the outline of it behind the picture.
Oh, I said first divorce, Jeff. Sorry, I meant my only divorce.
name's
So
Jeff.
there's not been more than one divorce.
Did you at least compliment him?
I don't know that I said anything back.
Yeah, I don't
honestly.
think the
Like,
silence is
Well,
probably-
it's
Yeah,
been
like-
dead silent since.
Yes.
Katie, you
Y'all.
But maybe you'll hear,
the
that
you'll
was
hear
super
this.
Yeah, no doubt
uncomfortable.
he's definitely a viewer.
She's still a friend of mine. Like, this was weird. This was like a good
how
friend in
old was
college.
he when he did this?
Does she know?
No.
Well, she knows now.
No, she
And now
doesn't.
she
She's
knows
not
her
listening
brother's
to this.
hung.
Yeah.
She's
like
not
ours.
listening, I promise you, but she does not know.
Yeah, well, maybe you should tell her.
No, never.
Tell her,
that
hey,
will never.
look,
no
your
one.
brother's
Y'all,
hung.
you people and all other 365 of y'all watching are the only people
How do
that
I know that? Because he sent me a dick pic.
Yeah. that is it's
How's
still
your brother?
not the move.
Yeah, hung.
Like, it's just like, oh, okay. Like, it's not going to start a conversation, I wouldn't imagine. If you're like, oh my God, I haven't talked to you in 6 months.
Right.
Here's my big dick.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you still got to ease into it. Then
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah, you should
oh,
ease into
okay.
it.
Yeah.
You mean to show you something?
Right. Like, this is.
You want to see something?
You ever been hog hunting?
Yeah. Who picks Ewing?
Right.
The moral
Let me
of
show
the
you your
story
easiest
is
kill.
Make sure the person on the other end wants to see it before
Agreed.
you just shoot.
You know
that
what
over
else
to
I would
somebody.
I would venture to say that be sure that other people are wanting to see on the other end. Is this Jim Canatori guy? I'm over him, man.
Speaking of big dicks,
Like, no.
Yeah, that's a little
small
dick energy.
Yeah.
He's got some
Very
small
small.
dick energy.
You
So
can't
I
even
guess.
walk
Bro,
out here.
It's 150 mile an hour winds. It's storming sideways. You're getting clipped by tree branches in open streets while this is happening. Just say it out loud. What in the hell are you doing? Like, what are you bringing
Pull it
me
in.
that I now say, okay, the hurricane is
It's bad.
You know what I mean? Like, all of the images that I saw building up of Hurricane Ian, and my God, man, God, please be with the people that are being affected by this storm, because it looks worse than Katrina. I mean, some of the sights and images coming from Fort Myers, Florida, and in and around that area looks as if it is just Armageddon. I don't know how anybody that is there is surviving that. And for whatever reason, Jim Canatori looks like he wants to die.
he died. He wants to
It's
get
almost as if he wants. I mean, the tree. Can we bring this up?
Absolutely.
I mean, this is like Harold Perkins in the open field tackling me. You know, what I mean, like,
what do you think?
this guy's got no shot. I mean, what can you possibly do? boom. I mean, like
this is when he gets
dude,
scared.
That has got to hurt.
He was
man.
so excited, though.
Yeah, I think he's excited.
He is.
I think he's like thinking inside, like we got some content.
Absolutely.
Like this
Look
will
at
be
it,
all
still
over.
flying.
We're going viral.
Is it
like what? All he's doing is flexing against a street post that at any minute could turn into a
that thing could slice him
Well,
in
look at
half.
the other post is already down. So what does he think that one's going to be?
So
held
now
up?
let me get back into cover and like be a normal human being and get the hell out of here. Like
what a rush.
What is the weather?
I mean, it's
Bro,
not like you're able to
100
report like that. I mean, you're
No,
just showing. You're just showing off.
Yeah, you're just like showing I can walk against the wind.
Exactly.
Like at this point, I kind of hope you like tumbleweed, bro. I'd like to see you just like curl
I would
up
too.
and just roll like a bowling ball down the street.
I would too, actually.
Like you want to impress me, Jim? This shit don't impress me.
This is
hanging on to a street sign. You want to impress me? Go stand back on the end of that block and sprint into that wind, and let me see how it works for you.
Or turn around and run with the wind.
Yeah.
And clock a
I know,
40.
that'd be cool. And I hate that they're always wiping the camera. We talked about that.
Right.
It's so
The cameraman's
annoying.
just.
He's in cover. He's like,
What's his point of view? He's probably thinking like Jim's got me out here
Again.
in the
Yeah.
middle of 160 mile an hour winds. I got kids and a wife somewhere in middle America that he's flown me into this bullshit. You know, like you know what I'm thinking as a cameraman? Hey Jim, I hope you die so I get the credit.
finally, it's my turn.
Yeah, right. If you catch a limb to the head, I'm going in front of the camera.
Is there? I mean, just it's a 150 mile an hour wind. Nobody else is outside, bro. Like we get it, but there's got to be some sort of like an adrenaline rush with this thing, right?
But what are we learning from Jim?
Don't go outside.
Like what are we? I can get this from the stationary camera on the corner of the bank building in downtown Fort Myers that is capturing all of this that people have evacuated 24 hours before. You know what I mean? Like they got parking garage videos that are getting overtaken by water. I see that. My instinct is this shit's bad. I see Canatori standing in the middle of a block in Fort Myers at 150 mile an hour winds. I'm like, somebody kill this son of a bitch. I mean, how stupid is this guy?
I know.
This is his. I mean, this is his magnum opus. This is probably his greatest.
Football god. They get paid well to do this. To do what? To do what? I mean, like I get going down there 3 days ago and giving me some initial reports of this is going to make landfall. This is how it's going to happen. But standing in the middle of the block of 150 mile an hour winds, what in the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? Like
to wear a baseball helmet.
Look at this guy. I mean, like, see, like to me, he's telling his cameraman, like, get this shot.
Absolutely.
Get this shot.
Wearing a baseball helmet.
A baseball
you
helmet.
gotta have a helmet, right?
I mean,
Scary.
chill.
What's that gonna do,
Bro,
Well, I mean,
just
you're
go
getting hit in the
to the
head.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers facility and get suited up. Like, get spat tape, put the pants on, get a full helmet, visor, get mic'd up from NFL films. That's why you don't have to hold anything. One of the reporters slapped a condom on her microphone yesterday. You don't think that's going to go viral? You know what I mean? She's sitting there thinking, we need to make a splash. Old Jim's out there standing in the middle of the block. What can we do? Give me a Magnum. Let me throw it on this thing and see what it looks like on TV. That ought to build our clicks.
Let me call the kid that used to. Katie was babysitting.
Jeff and Ken or Jordy,
almost
you're
got
talking about this exactly why Canadori does it. Publicity pays.
He
I
almost
get
got
it.
struck by lightning.
I get it. But I mean, like,
In the
at
baseball
what point
helmet.
is the content worth it? Like, does he want to die?
That's what I'm saying. This is like, it's literally like standing in front of a gun and being like, shoot me. Like, that's how guns work. Like,
Well, I
I
mean,
know what 150 mile an hour
If
winds
the tree
do.
branch is flying aerial, you know what I mean? And
Anything can
it
happen.
stabs him
It
right
will.
here. I don't care if you got a baseball catcher's protector on, bro. You're dead.
That would be
And it would be epic TV.
epic. If
I mean, it'd be a great social
would they
media
show
post.
It? I guess it's live. They would show
Yeah,
it.
you're live.
Whoa. That's how Canadori has to go, right?
Yeah, it has to.
It's like Steve Irwin. I think there's film of him. Jay Mitch was saying this yesterday that when he dies, there's actual footage of it because
There is.
Yeah, he's
Of
like
who?
Steve Irwin.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
The Stingray thing.
Oh,
they're-
because he was like shooting.
He was
filming
he
it-
was
they're
like he's like
filming
film
it.
everything. No matter what happens, always film it.
Sure.
I don't think people have seen it though. I think they
Well, that was very ahead of its time,
right.
right? I mean, like, this is when, like, film me all the time was like, what?
But with him, it was like anything could happen at any moment. Like he was out there coaching. He was in the
he was.
the jungle, and he's like,
Crocky, mate.
Yeah, I don't think he was setting many things up. He was like finding things, like, oh, here's a snake.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh shit, there's a snake right there.
Well,
When he
he'd
first
have his
hit the
baby in the
scene-
arm while he did it too. Remember?
Yeah, when he first hit the scene, people were like, "This guy
is
a lunatic."
Crocky, baby, Crocky, mate.
I mean, he would like come flying into the screen and jump on a crocodile and just like nothing. Or he would just have like khaki shorts and a button up on.
Just Australia.
Every
You know what I
time.
mean? Like
Every
in like
time.
white high top
Yes,
shoes.
every time.
I mean, it was like, who is this guy,
It's like he had a death
bro?
wish.
He
And now his kids do
But like,
it.
I could tell like he really loves animals.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
You know what I mean?
indeed.
Like, does Canatory really? What's he love? Does he
The
love
weather?
publicity? Does he love the weather?
It
like
seems
this?
like it.
Mother Nature.
Himself. He's so
Himself.
jacked.
Yes.
He's too jacked, right?
Oh, he's
I've
on
never
it, bro.
seen him not in like leather gear.
Oh, what, you've never seen him in like a t-shirt? The sleeve, he's like busting out of short sleeves.
That's why he's fighting the wind.
Like he's super jacked. Yeah, I mean, I guess you
How
have to be
old
in
is he?
shape if you're fighting that, right?
Jim Canatory.
That's a
Oh,
lot.
he is jacked.
No
Yeah.
more. Just a
He's
look at me.
58.
58 on some serious
Damn.
HGH.
He's on some
Yeah, he
shit.
is.
Yeah, he's on the shit.
He wants to be in the military.
Yeah, look at him with short sleeves on. I mean,
This guy, I bet he's a
like
douchebag.
tan in
Oh,
bed
is he a
and
douche,
jacked.
bro?
That's why I said speaking
His
of
profile
big
is
dicks,
he's got
we
both
got
hands
to
on
it.
hips in front of a blue angel.
Yeah, he's cosplaying as a military member.
right.
He's
Always cargo
I'm fighting.
pants
I'm
on.
fighting the world's biggest fight against Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Like,
Certified
our
broadcast
biggest enemy.
meteorologist and an AMS fellow, weather geek at the Weather Channel for 35 plus years.
Damn, I didn't realize.
Always awaiting Mother Nature's latest temper tantrum. The journey is the reward. 1.2 million followers for Jim.
Yeah,
this is a
he
big
did
time
it.
for Jim right
He
now.
did it. This is his time to shine. This is the Super Bowl. So do you think? So is Jim like a? Does it, I mean, so
Look
he,
at some of the images coming out.
So
of
he
Fort
likes
Myers, bro.
destruction.
He
Essentially,
does.
he's
God.
rooting for it to be bad.
Yes, he is.
So that's kind of
when he
sick.
shines.
He's a masochist.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, look at the images of Sanibel Island
That's sad,
and the
right?
storm surge. How?
And now we're just consuming
How do you-
Cantori's content.
I know.
They're just scrolling on his Twitter.
No, I mean, we have fallen into the funnel.
This one was wild. It's just rolling down the street, cuz.
Ah,
What?
man.
Oh, there's water.
Oh,
That's
did you
so
see the video
scary.
of the shark in the
Yeah.
street?
Is that real?
There was a shark
Yeah.
in the street for real?
Yeah.
Where?
That wasn't
Fort
that-
Myers.
You're talking about the big thing that's like moving down the street. There's like actual footage of like shark swimming.
No,
Like,
that
inland.
y'all are getting fooled by the internet.
No.
That
Are
happens.
we?
No,
That
no,
happens
this
every.
This is not fooled by the internet.
Well,
This is
show
not.
it.
I
Can we
know which
find
one
it?
you're talking about. I'm talking
yeah,
about
I
there.
know
There
both
are
of
actual
videos.
sharks, like somebody like pre-evacuation. This right here. Go to Barstool Sports 16 hours ago.
Oh my god.
I mean, look
I
at
would
that.
Die.
Look at that image right there. That's in the middle of a street.
There's no way. That
And
would
that
be
is
my
a
hell.
shark. I mean, that's a wrought iron fence with a front yard right there.
No, thank you. Oh,
Well, they're
that's
not home.
weird.
Somebody's filming it.
Wouldn't you be
Shark.
filming it?
Yeah, I guess.
So you think that's a lie? You think the
No, that
internet?
is not the
there's
internet.
there's always this picture that comes out, but maybe this is a different one. Oh, this is a different one.
Okay,
This is real.
they're fooling you too.
Well, I'm always skeptical about the shark pic.
I've never seen a shark swimming down a street, so I'm behind on this, I guess. But now I have.
I got you.
Now I have. I mean, I would freak
That would be
out.
crazy. This is Sharknado.
It is. That is like Sharknado.
What's the movie where they have the
Wow.
hurricane in
Canatory makes
Florida?
$1.5 million a year, according to Jeff.
Would you do
I
that
mean,
for
I
$1.5
bet he
million
does.
a year? That's how you can get the good shit. That's why he looks so
Yeah.
ripped up.
Hard nipples, tan in bed, tight t-shirts.
You know he tugs on those things.
Mm-hmm.
Probably pierced.
I mean, every time he's in a t-shirt, that's all you see.
He's probably
And
always
he's just
Yeah.
busting out of the shirt.
Yeah.
He loves
just
it.
rubbing on
Look at
those
everything
things.
else.
Oh, Jim Cannon nips.
He loves it.
Wears his baseball helmet in bed.
It's feeling real nippy.
Is he married? Is he have like a family?
Probably divorced.
I've never.
Got famous.
Yeah, no
I've
doubt.
never known about.
You can't hang
family
with
or
me.
Yeah.
anything.
Can't change your last name. You're no Canatory.
Are we gonna see? Oh, we already saw the shark picture.
Oh, you want to go back
I
again?
love that you get
Did you put it up there already? The swimming shark?
That's it. I guess that's real shit.
What do
I
you
mean,
mean
that
you think
looks
that's real,
real.
bro? What do you think that is?
What's
a
it
human dressed
doing?
as a shark
It
swimming in
could be.
the
It could be.
Trying to find some room.
Canatory?
Canatory.
Psych, bitches!
It pops up.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
where does it go? Like, someone has to come and like get it, I guess, and take it back to
No,
the ocean.
I mean when the water. I guess when it.
Like some rescue crew.
No.
It'll ride the current.
You just ride the
Are you
current
going
out.
to
They're
mess
just
with a
gonna
shark?
let it. I'm not, but like a professional.
Yeah.
But hell no, I'm not. That thing can die.
And I did see
I hate sharks.
Somebody else on the news. They put a picture of a cat just outside, waiting in the weather, and they're
You and
like,
your
"Oh,
cats."
when the wind dies down, we'll go get it." And they had to delete it because they ain't never gonna get that cat. It's like that thing is toast.
I saw someone rescue a dog though that was drowning, so that was nice.
Yeah, that cat was just chilling. You know,
Nobody's rescuing a
it
cat.
It was just
Sorry,
sitting there
Lloyd.
getting rained on, going, "This sucks." Didn't care about the wind. It just didn't want to get wet.
Nobody's rescuing
But
a
that
cat.
person had to delete the tweet. Had to delete the tweet because everybody was asking about the cat, and they couldn't find the cat. So bad luck.
R.I.P. to Coolio. We didn't talk about it on the show. We only talked about it on the break, but he died.
59.
59.
Jameis Winston, Michael Thomas, both missing from practice again today.
Oof.
Marcus May working on the side. Travis Landry, Andrews Pete are participating. Ramcheck back. Taysom Hill working with quarterbacks again. It's like a fever dream. Every time you wake up, it's the same thing over and over again.
Damn.
Anyway, so Coolio's dead. He apparently went into cardiac arrest at a friend's house.
What time?
No other details. I don't know what time. It just said Wednesday at age 59. I've had Gangsta's Paradise in my head like ever since I heard the news.
Same.
He's in it now.
I guess they're gonna probably release detail. Yeah, he
Coolio's
is.
living his raps.
He is.
He
I
is.
guess they'll
I live
release
my raps.
details later. I didn't know he did the theme song for that Key and Peele. Is that right?
Keenan and Kel.
Keenan
Yeah,
and Kel.
yeah. I didn't know he did that. I just listened to that. That was funny.
He's in the intro.
Yeah, I saw that. That was
It's
pretty
awesome.
cool. That was pretty cool.
And somebody got a video of Katie.
Was he an actor
pumping
too?
Gas.
Was Coolio an actor
I
too,
think
or
he
am I
was
thinking of
just
Tone
made
Loc?
appearances in certain things.
Because
Every
Tone
now
Loc
and
was
then.
the lead detective in Ace Ventura.
Good gosh, was
Oh,
he really?
was.
Yes.
What? I don't think I ever knew that. I
Yes.
think my mind is blown
He's
right
the
now.
one with the deep voice when he talks to Ace.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Did you know that?
No, I never put it together.
I didn't either. Football God, why'd you take Coolio from
He's
us?
got to He's got to sit next to Ace Ventura while he talks out of his ass.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
He's just like white
like-
people. How much they paying me? Jim Carrey's insane.
That's crazy.
I mean, literally every single line Jim Carrey says in Ace Ventura, you could laugh at.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Every
But would
single.
you now? I mean, I haven't watched
Probably
it in so
not.
long.
I would probably laugh at
Yeah.
the fact that I was laughing
Yeah.
at him. But I remember if there's only like one time in the movie where he's serious, and it's like when the girl is like talking to him, and he's like, "I'm sorry, like I didn't mean to do," but like every
That's
other
it.
line in that movie,
Yeah, it's
he's
a
like
comedy.
he's a goofball, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, like
I
he's
know.
just.
But every movie then was like that he was in.
Yeah, him doing when he goes to the psychiatric ward and he does the
Is-
rewind
is
some of the best
unreal.
like character acting.
And like
The way
when
he
they're like
dressed,
showing
his
him around,
hair.
he's running in the yard.
Oh my god! Okay,
Jump
that,
with the
I would
tutu
still
on.
laugh at that. I would still laugh at that.
It's just.
See, if you showed that to your kids, they would hate it.
They would hate it.
They'd be like, "This
They'd
is
be
not
like, "Can
funny."
you turn
They
I
would
mean,
hate
him driving with the window, with his
I
head out the window, like pulling into the Dolphins parking lot.
He does.
Is some of the just like.
Is this the one where I get them confused because they're not that different? The one with the Miami Dolphins is obviously the best
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
better
the one.
one.
That's
Is
the
that the
one.
one where he starts off with the slinky going down the steps, and it's like the longest?
No,
No, I think
that's
that's
the
the
second one.
That's the second one.
Yeah.
That's
the
great
second
intro.
one. Yeah, right.
But it's not as funny. The first one is all time. You really can't do two of those.
You really can't, and you couldn't do two. What was Dumb and Dumber? That was
No.
awful to do two of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did three.
God,
they really?
wait.
Well, they
there
did.
were three.
They did a prequel where it was like two different people that weren't
Okay, I didn't
Jim
watch that.
Carrey
I
and
don't
Jeff
think.
Daniels. And also not that good. And then they brought back the two superstars. They're
Yeah.
too old.
I mean, I watched it, but it was
The
dumb.
first one is
What's Jim Carrey's top 3 movies?
Dumb and Dumber.
Number 1.
Yes.
Really, you think so?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
mean,
guess.
Ace Ventura was his first. That I recognized him on.
The Mask?
The Mask is
Cable Guy
one
was
for me.
pretty good. I
Oh.
guess it was just weird.
The Mask was
Awesome.
up there. Liar Liar was a
Yeah,
good one.
liar.
The Truman Show.
He was
Truman
too
Show.
serious there.
He
Yeah.
was.
Me,
I like
Myself,
it,
and
but-
Irene.
I didn't like
He's
that.
insane.
Yeah.
I didn't like that one.
With the
What? And he
little
was
midget guy? Or the short guy.
Whoop.
Little guy.
Little guy. I mean, but we're not gonna talk about any of
The
this.
Grinch, I think, is one of my favorites that he ever
The
did.
Grinch?
I love
Grinch
the
is
Grinch.
probably the one.
I love it.
Did we say the cable
Oh wait,
guy?
Fun with Dick and Jane.
Oh,
I never saw that.
Oh my gosh.
it's okay.
I love that movie.
Oh, Batman.
Oh yeah. Oh, there are so many.
He's the Riddler, right?
He's
Yeah.
so good
He's
in it.
fantastic.
I'll watch that movie.
He's a good villain.
He is a good villain.
Because you believe he's crazy. Because
Right.
he is crazy.
Yeah, he is.
Man on
Now-
the Moon, but he was serious in that one too.
In 1995, Mom said I watched this movie every day for like years.
What?
Batman Forever. And it's very sexual for letting me watch this when I was like 6.
I watched
It's
a
a great
lot of
movie.
Batmans too. A lot. I love Batman.
Who's the lead actress in that one?
That is
Is it Uma Thurman? Is she the one?
Val
in that
Kilmer.
One?
Who's the
No,
actress?
actress.
Oh, actress is Nicole Kidman.
Oh yeah.
It's a good one to watch. I mean,
But
obviously
is
I
Uma
was
Thurman not
straight
the
at a very
Poison
young
Ivy
age.
in that one?
Yeah.
Not in the clear, but showing good
So,
signs.
yeah, I'm sure Dad was like, let him go, let him go.
Oh, Drew Barrymore was in that one. I forgot about that.
I don't know. She talks out the side of her mouth.
I don't like Drew Barrymore either.
Nicole
She's weird.
Kidman?
Drew
No.
Barrymore. She's strange. Did y'all not see that Instagram clip she put out? I mean, it went viral everywhere, and people were like recreating it when she goes outside in the rain and she's like screaming and laughing
Jim
about
Cantori type stuff?
yeah, like about how magical it is to be out in the rain, and you've got to go do it. And so many people made memes of it.
Maybe she's just a flower girl.
Oh, she is. She 100% is.
She's always.
She's very strange.
I mean, she's been in Hollywood since she's been like 2.
Yeah. E.T.
You know, telling the story.
That was her best
she's
thing.
had, bro.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Good
I mean,
Lord.
I can't believe she's still in it.
Me either.
taking pixie
Is
dust.
she though?
She is. I mean, she has a talk show.
Oh yeah, she does.
You
Yeah.
think she drinks the baby's blood?
Oh, for sure.
I don't.
No, I don't at all.
Yeah, I think she's just living and
Yeah.
just kind of just worn out.
Yeah.
You know, or it's like, I guess I'll
She
do a
doesn't
talk
look like
show.
she's drinking baby's blood.
She doesn't need meat.
She doesn't eat meat?
I don't think
She's
so.
very hippie-ish.
Yeah.
You know, all
a lot of
besides
cocaine,
men.
weed.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Hollywood
Sex,
life.
drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah, right.
She doesn't really care. How
Chateau
she looks
Marmont.
as much.
No, she's not trying to stay young.
She's not.
She's just aging gracefully.
Mm-hmm.
If you
That's
like
what you
her.
want to call it.
Yeah. She's not trying to. She's not fighting.
She's not fighting.
She's not fighting the good fight.
She's not.
So we're over on Canatory. I'm done on Canatory, man.
Just forever, he's out of your life.
He's just too look at me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's just too.
He is.
He's too about Jim,
Mhm.
and I get it. Yes, I would do the gig if they paid me $1.5 million. I get it. I understand it. I just don't know if I would wear the batting helmet. I don't know if I would stand in the middle holding
Yeah.
onto the street post. You know, I mean, I think you can easily do that report from a covered area
Yeah.
with just those winds like 5 feet away from you.
Or maybe
You don't
inside
have to
with a window
stand in the
behind
middle of
you.
the street though, Jimmy. You know what I mean?
What is their like liability insurance like? Cannot even imagine.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, is this a who was the Bear Grylls situation to where it's not as dangerous as we think it is?
Maybe so.
Where he's got like a whole medical
right.
team because
Totally.
he's got paying $1.5 million. He's not going to let that asset just blow away in the
Right.
wind.
Yeah, they're
like
back
they might
there.
have people on the other side. Like if Jim comes rolling towards us, we got a way to scoop him up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the only thing that could actually get him, or this is all manufactured, or they're like throwing the branches
Maybe,
at
yeah,
him.
maybe
you know,
they
like
threw
it's a
that
big
tree limb at him.
production. Yeah.
Maybe there's a huge like box fan.
Yeah.
Like a Hollywood
People
style
would see
fan.
that. People would see that.
There's nobody out there.
They're inside watching.
You'd be
though.
surprised.
Yeah,
what
maybe
you
they're
could
like
do.
blocked behind buildings. Like Jim's over there. It's a nose. You can't go into that
You
zone.
don't
over
even
there.
want to try.
Yeah, right.
You'd
Are
be
you
surprised
credentialed
what
to get in the
they can happen in the
Canatory
studio.
zone?
That's true. That's true.
I mean, they faked the moon landing. You can certainly fake a hurricane.
Wait, did they really? Do you think so?
Yeah, Hollywood studio. Red Hot Chili Peppers told me.
This is not the first time you've heard that.
What?
That they faked the moon landing.
Dumb and Dumber. He says it on the way out of the bar.
Oh,
That's
we landed
right.
on the moon.
That's
Look, we
right. There are
landed on
lots
the
of
moon.
references to that.
That's so genius because it happened so long ago, and it's the first time he's finding out. Is literally in
I
that
know.
that moment.
I know. I love it.
Dumb and Dumber is so well written.
It is.
It
You know,
is.
I mean, like it's.
I was listening to some podcast or watching a clip on Twitter, and it was talking about like the genius behind Dumb and Dumber and why people actually are invested in it. It's because it's actually a love story. Like whenever you actually feel bad for them because when they come to the apartment, they're so down and out, and it's like you feel this real visceral moment of them being like, "What are we gonna do?"
Didn't he marry her in real life?
Oh, he did.
I believe
Mary
Jim
Samsonite?
Carrey. Mary, yes, Mary, Swanee, Swanee,
Slippy,
Swanee,
Slappy.
Swanee.
Samsonite.
Samsonite. It's right
That's
here on
what
the
it
free.
is.
It's been here the whole time.
Dude, they have the
I
phone
think
book on
that's
the.
Jim Carrey. I think at one point he was married to
I mean,
her. She was super hot in that role.
great.
Yeah, she
all
was.
time.
She played that role.
Yeah,
like,
Lauren Holly.
perfect.
Isn't that her
All-time
name? They were
Lauren
married
Holly.
for 1 year, 96 to 97.
I think
Right
that
after
was,
the
I think
movie
that was
came
Dumb and
out.
Dumber.
Yes.
But that was, he was married to his wife before that from 87 to 95.
She
So he
broke
might have
up.
led her for
Wow.
Lauren Holly.
Wow.
Dumb and Dumber on the set.
On the
Yeah.
set. Goodbye, my love.
Yes.
The
I
scene.
forgot about that. And then Jenny McCarthy. You remember when he married her?
Oh, I didn't even know he married Jenny McCarthy.
That was so crazy. I forgot about that too.
Wow, that must have just been a
Ugh.
just drug, sex.
Oh God, I can't
You wanna
even
get married?
imagine.
Yeah.
Like, sure, why not?
I can't
Right
even
now?
imagine.
Hold on.
I got a jet that'll pick us up and take us
Yeah.
to Vegas
We're
right now.
Exactly.
We're in Vegas.
And he dated Renee Zellweger after Me, Myself, and Irene.
Could you imagine dating Jim Carrey?
No.
Like, you would never know what.
Yeah.
You would never
It's
know.
like, are you being for real right now? Like,
would never
doing
know.
whatever.
Talking out of his ass?
Yeah.
Oh wait, Jenny, he didn't marry Jenny McCarthy. He just dated her. I
5
think.
years.
I'm sorry.
2005, 2010.
Yeah, they were together for a good while.
He wrote her a love message in the sky for Valentine's Day. That's a
Yeah.
power move.
That is a power move,
Jeez.
especially in
That's-
Hollywood.
How much money do I need?
Look at
Yeah.
Jim losing his mind.
Yeah, he did. Now Jim Carrey's he's a fantastic artist, but he's all about like. I
Well,
think
that shows you his weirdness.
Yeah. Well, look at him now. He's got this massive beard.
He practices
enlightened.
transcendental meditation.
Yeah.
Oof.
Like yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Jim. Let's go.
I
Let's
got
go
a lot
there.
of money.
Yeah.
Let's get really weird.
He
You know what
draws
I'm-
political cartoons too.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But his art's awesome.
Yeah. He
and-
drew pictures of Trump and Sarah Huckabee when she was the press
Yeah.
secretary. I
mean,
bet those
of
were
course,
amazing.
he's very out there.
Yeah.
But they had him on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, and he was like slipped back into some old Jim every now and again, where he was like being like
With
really,
the accent.
yeah, he was doing like being very funny, but he was really trying to. I think he's trying to get away from that.
Yeah,
Obviously, he's
sure.
like every time you walk into the room, like, oh, that's Jim Carrey. It's like I don't want to be that Jim
Mm-hmm.
Carrey anymore.
Right.
So he's just worn out, and he's probably like a genius.
Well,
Has to be.
He is.
Like his brain's too big for himself.
Yeah, has to be.
What is he practicing? What is this meditation?
Transcendental meditation.
What is that?
I don't know.
Sounds deep.
I'm not sure. I don't practice.
Lloyd, go home. We don't want to see you till Monday.
Okay.
And if you're not healthy on Monday, don't come back.
Okay.
Ooh. You just got served.
She got fired.
Not yet. Show back up on Monday. You can be canned.
Better sleep. Maybe I'll go transcendentally meditate.
Do that. Go into a deep meditation and come back Monday and tell us about it.
Oh, well, maybe we do ayahuasca.
That's what I was gonna say.
Maybe I'll
Keep the camera rolling. It's only for content.
It's all content.
Canatori over there.
just set the phone up.
Put your
Yes.
put your baseball helmet on. Fucking Jim Canatori. Are we gonna have to deal with that guy today? Is he gonna be out in the streets again?
Oh, for sure.
Is he just like
Wait,
loading
no.
up?
Aftermath.
Is he leading Fort Myers and like chasing this thing all along Florida just to go stand in the middle of people's
Yes.
streets
Was yesterday?
and recreate tree limbs, slapping him on the leg?
wind is really strong out here. Jim,
Cut! Kill the fan. You were too late on throwing the limb. Throw the limb when he says the wind mile an hour.
Or Canatori gets pissed. You actually hit me?
Everybody take their positions and
Mark?
rolling. Mark, action.
The wind is 150 miles an hour.
Throw the tree.
As you can see, there's a lot of debris flying.
Hit the like and share button. Have a great day. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning. We're eating. Compliments of our friends at Iverstein's tomorrow. Get healthy, boys.
Lloyd's not.
Good.
I'm not even hungry.
I'm alive.
I'm dead.
I'm alive again.